the events that are unfolding. Does anyone want to do a recap, or do you want? What's
We
the vibe?
went
Who's doing the
after
recap?
Hawk. And Hawk has
Yes.
TB and is dying. And might die
R.I.P.
faster.
Yeah, we all might join her, actually.
I promise. Also, by the way, it is good and smart for Sister Agneta to cover her mouth and back away from Hawk. In an actual sense, I am not going to actually give your characters TB with like a resilience roll. If I'm going to use a disease of some kind, I'm going to make it not nearly as like horrible.
Or more horrible,
It'll be
depending on what you're talking.
True. It will either kill you very, very quickly, or it will be something that is like an inconvenience that you can address at your will. I'm not going to give you an incurable disease that is like tuberculosis because you didn't cover your face right or something. It'll be more active.
We're not going to die to mundane diseases.
Congratulations, you got cancer.
Yeah, that's lame. We're not role playing out. We're not going to role play out the slow, dramatic death of TB in a heroic fantasy story. Well, dark fantasy. Anyway, but that said, you should wear a mask if you have TB.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk.
And, well, there we saw what looked to be naked people walking backwards around the courtyard.
Correct. And
Don't forget
You're
Big
also-
Tree.
Yeah, Big
And
Tree, but
also-
Big Tree has fucked off because we paid Big Tree to fuck off.
And also, the visions that the two magic users had.
Well, one magic user. The other one just had a weird acid dream.
Yeah.
Willow
So, I mean,
doesn't- Willow doesn't
so
remember.
I mean, to be fair, that description also works for Paige. Yeah. Paige had weird vision dream question mark. Willow had acid trip.
true.
And
So.
naked people were making weird whispery noises pop up around the
Yes,
cemetery.
and they, as with their appearance, the fog has grown much thicker. It is very difficult to see
And
very far out.
I think the last kind of actions that were happening were Maddie checking with Hawk of what Hawk wanted to do, and then Willow like motioning for everybody to like be very quiet and very slow from what she found out about these things.
Oh. You're saying it's hard to see? Well, Paige can help with that.
So, with that, we're going to roll right into this encounter, which is technically going to be combat, but I am going to roll it in a very different way. So rather than having y'all roll and doing the ratios of successes to failures and etc., the way that this particular combat is going to work is it's going to be PC and PC until everybody goes. The monsters are currently invisible, and on your turn, you can use a maneuver to attempt to discern where they may or may not be. How you discern that is up to you. You can use magical means, you can use your just straight up your eyes or listen for them. You can try to sniff them out if you have a strong enough nose. But a lot of this is like going to be trying to maneuver through this spooky minefield.
We're playing Minesweeper.
So
You're playing Minesweeper with mines that move, but they move very, very, very slowly.
And they've essentially been swallowed by the fog then.
Correct. You can still hear their whispers, just like on the wind, just very, very tiny things like, I want to go home. I don't know where I am. Just faint amongst the drizzle of the rain. but we'll start with you guys. So whoever wants to go first, you may take your turn. Hawk will go at the end unless everyone agrees to nominate Hawk to go before anybody else.
Okay.
Who's gonna benefit
mean-
other people to go first?
I am going to say that my
Paige.
plan. What'd you say?
I said Paige.
See, she could use her inspiring rhetoric and try to give everyone blues for stuff. Or it's either my plan for her is either that or she uses magic to mask and essentially try to hide everyone by making more fog, but around them specifically to hide them. That is her plan. So I'm asking all of
like
you.
it, but at the same time, these things were not. They were moving into the cemetery, but before we lost sight of them, did they seem to be honing in on us already?
You, Willow, with what you saw from where you were, it looked like they were kind of just shambling around. It's because they weren't because all of them, the ones that you could see both very clearly and not very clearly, all of their backs were facing you. So if they were walking in a direction or like directing their efforts, it's a little hard to parse because they would have their backs are facing you. You can't tell if their like sidestep is for them to go towards their back or to move around something. It's a little difficult. They didn't seem to be very directed. It seems a lot like kind of wandering.
So, Joe, you said we have to spend a maneuver to make this a possibility? Like to see them?
Yes, you can use a maneuver, and I will let you also if you use a maneuver to attempt to do something that could reveal their location or the location of one of them.
I can take the first swing.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. Also, for movement's sake, I did see a lot better way to make distance in this game make a lot more sense rather than kind of ambiguous rules. Take your agility and double it. That is how many squares you can move.
Oh.
In
I think
one
that makes it a
maneuver or
lot
before it
cleaner.
takes a maneuver?
That sucks.
You can move double your agility in one maneuver, but if you move less than that, you are free to not use a maneuver.
Gotcha.
Cool. So Electra is going to take the field commander action.
Mm-hmm.
I make an average leadership, and a number of allies equal to my presence may immediately suffer one strain to perform a free maneuver.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, go ahead and roll it. And because the actual action,
What the hell's going on? Who's dying? Stop it.
because you're doing it, this as a leadership action. How are you doing it? Are you like going to call out to everyone and like command verbally?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So because you're doing it like with actual voice, you're not going to suffer any penalties because of the fog or anything. Because it's not raining heavy enough that it's hard to hear, but it is hard to see.
Okay. Who's dying? Stop it!
Hyper, calm down. It's Cody. Cody, I don't know if you're.
I'm
biting or not.
scared. No, like I'm actually half scared for them. Like I think they're falling. Are you okay, Cody?
What?
Your
was
mic
muted.
was fuffling and muffling. I think. I don't know.
It sounded like you fell.
Hang on one second.
Like I'm actually concerned. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna roll.
My mic was muted that entire time,
Well, if
and
you-
I just checked. And when I muted, you couldn't hear me.
Is it plugged in?
Huh.
Because right now it's making.
Yep.
Be right back.
I just assumed it was Piper.
No, it was it. I would bet it was the aux or audio cable of some kind, like Z had
Yeah.
suggested. I've seen that happen before.
Still making
Okay.
noise?
No, it's
No,
not.
it
Not
seems to be
it's
okay.
Not making constant noise. That's why we were suggesting it might be a
Yeah.
cord issue. Because sometimes if you like twist or move your cord with certain headphones, it'll make noise.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, let me know if it happens again.
Okay.
So you are making your field commander check?
Yep,
Yes, and I believe is it an average or a hard check?
it's average.
Average. Okay, so that's 2 purple.
I rolled it already.
Oh, you did. Okay, so you got 2 successes. Do you get anything for additional successes, or is it just equal to your presence?
It's just equal to my presence.
Okay. So
What's your
you
presence?
My presence.
You are
is
taking-
4.
yeah, so you can select 4 people of your choice. And everyone, I will say, it looks like just about everyone is within. I'll say that Willow could benefit from this if you chose.
So I'll do Willow. I'll do Maddie. Who else is with us?
Paige, Agneta, Pierre, and Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do all 4 player characters and not the 2 NPCs, or replace the 2 NPCs for 2 players.
Amy, are you going to use Paige to try to discern their movements, or are you doing a supporting thing?
I mean, as an action, she can also roll leadership to do her inspiring rhetoric.
But
To
that's
give,
an action, not a maneuver, right?
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so you could still. Well, you can. It's a free maneuver. Who cares? All you player characters. It's free. Do it.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
every one of you may spend 1 strain to attempt to discern the location of one or more of the Sutfilk. Just let me know how you're trying to do it. If you're just trying to look for it or listen for it, it's going to be a perception roll of varying difficulty. If you're trying to do something else, then tell me that. Like, you could use magic. It's also viable to try and use weird to do that. It just depends.
I forgot that it puts it on the map.
And has a zoom
Sorry.
in on the map for it.
Yeah,
Piper,
it does.
could I ask that you target Pierre instead of me?
Okay.
Pierre? Okay. I'll make Pierre suffer a strain.
No.
Out of his
Damn
2
it.
strain. Well, Winter seemed to have some interest in this, so I will use, kind of try to tap into Winter and use a weird check to maybe sense out what's on the stone at least.
Gotcha. Let me roll Pierre's. So Pierre doesn't have a heck of a lot at his disposal, so he is just going to try to look for them. So he is using perception to actively search, and he's getting 2 black on top of it. And I'm using my physical dice because I paid for him. God damn it!
I hear the click clacks.
So Pierre hears oh my god, not by Alexa, Electra cry out. He hears Electra cry out to look out, keep on your guard or whatever, and he just shakes his head, just goes, I can't see anything. This fog is too thick.
Move, I've got this.
Okay, so for going down the list, I will go to Madigan next for the free, because Willow next, and then Paige, and then Maddie for the free maneuver attempt. If you take a strain.
Okay, so that's a weird check at what difficulty?
It will be an average difficulty for 2 purple, and if you're using weird, throw 1 black onto it because you aren't. This is a very unusual type of weird magic. It's easier than seeing them, but it's still difficult.
Nice.
Awesome. So do you have a way to describe how you're using the weird to try and sense them? Are you trying to reach out and probe kind of with psychic tendrils in your mind's eye to kind of feel the area around?
Wonder has the connection to stone and to man-made areas like the cemetery is.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine there is some sort of latent energy in the stones
Mm-hmm.
that she is trying to kind of see what's maneuvering and disturbing it.
Okay. So, roll me. Let me see. Let me get this sheet out of here. Willow, roll me 1d4.
I knew there was a way that I could click on something. Just get a standard box, I thought.
Perfect. That is probably exactly the one you want. So, you focus for a minute on the structures, on the rock, and all of the nature, all of the overgrowth like fades into the back of your mind, and it seems like the stonework and the mausoleums and like graves themselves are almost highlighted like in this neon blacklight kind of way, and you get a very very like slight tingle as you feel just what it feels like bare feet, the soft like pat of bare feet on stone. And from straight ahead here, you hear a little like whistle of movement. I'll put my cursor there so you know where it was.
Yeah. Okay. Can we still see each other at all?
It's foggy, but you can still see each other. It would be difficult to read like facial expressions, but you can still see that there are people in the fog.
Willow will just kind of like try to raise her hand to get the attention of those behind her, and then very distinctly, like full hand, point down directly in front of her. Trying to
Okay.
communicate quietly. There is something that way.
Okay. So, Paige, your free maneuver.
She is going to use weird
Mm-hmm.
to try to figure out where these fuckers are.
Okay, so it'd be the same check for you, 2 purple and a black. So it's
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's very different from how Willow did it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me how she does it.
I imagine that Paige's magic is very much not physical,
Mm-hmm.
and she hears like the whisperings and stuff, and she is trying to close her eyes and pick up on the different surges of emotions
Mm-hmm.
around where she knows these monsters are. Kind of just
Okay.
like she's trying to follow the whisperings and the like sparks of what the whisperings were.
So you're tapping into this almost like latching onto those whispers you had heard, and there is a very, very strong sense of anxiety. The first, most palpable thing that you can grab onto from all of these whispers is that they there is just maxed out anxiety. They don't know what's happening. They don't know where they are. They don't know who's near them, and they don't know what to do. And the first thing that you can grab onto, one of the first whispers you hear is just this soft whimpering. It's you don't know where like why these whispers are happening from this thing, this creature, whether it's one creature or whether it's many. But the most the obvious whisper to you is the one that is just a low droning, just like someone who is just on the edge of breaking down into just uncontrollable sobbing. but hasn't yet. And you pick up that deep sense of like curled up in the corner fear from right here. I don't know if you
Really,
can see my
really
ping.
big. Yeah, I see. Really,
Okay.
really big hand motion. Get attention and like two hand like airplane conductor pointing around the corner.
Is your point, Pierre's just like watching you point. He's just like looking to where you're pointing, like not seeing anything. He doesn't say anything, but he just was like, "What? What?" Just shakes his head like he doesn't understand. And Maddie, your free maneuver.
You can try and listen for something, I guess.
You can listen, sniff. You could try to look. However, you think you could reasonably try to sense a creature.
I think hearing for movement would be the best.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a 3 purple check to listen, and add. No, 3 purple's fine.
And this is
It's
perception, right?
correct. It is perception. It's a little
I-
difficult because there is the noise of the rain, but
Mhm.
you have, I think, the thing that gives you a bonus to it.
Yeah, blue.
Yes.
Ooh.
So you kind of tune into your like inner like predatory senses, and just focus on it. It's hard for a minute, but you can tune out the whispers because they're not real noise in a sense. They're kind of ephemeral, like they're kind of ephemeral, like almost noise. It doesn't really register to your ears so much as it registers in your mind. But with a brief minute of focus, you can hear the sliding and tapping of feet. Even though these creatures seem to be incorporeal, you can hear. Let me see. Roll me. Let's see. Need to make sure I measure this correctly. Oh, I don't want to click on you. Yes, you hear from the same direction. The soft, like, pat of bare feet on stone, and it sounds like almost like a nervous teetering back and forth, someone shifting their weight from one foot to the other, like they're anxious. Okay,
Do
so
some hand salutes or some hand signals to the hunters that are hunters and Agneta. Like, hey, over there.
Hawk follows your hand and then nods. And that, I believe, is all the free maneuvers. And Electra, it's still your turn, because that was your action.
Yeah. I will also use my maneuver to hunt around me.
Okay. So go ahead and roll perception. If you're using your eyesight, it's 2 black. If you're listening, it's going to be 3 purple.
Can I try and like use my whip to make like sweeping motions in front of me? Watching for catches, basically.
You can, but it's a little, from where you're currently standing, it's a little awkward to do that because if you moved into a better position where you're able to like freely like swing it around, you could do that to find them.
Yeah, I will move somewhere.
You could
should I move?
use your maneuver to like move up, and then you can start using your whip to scan the area.
Like around here-ish.
And then tell me where you want to kind of scan.
Like this area here?
Like, yeah, so like up around between
Yeah.
this pillar and this like mausoleum?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I will let you roll with 3 purple an attack with your whip, basically.
Okay. Blind firing. Damn.
Okay.
Close.
So you do get something out of this though, as you're like you think about it for a second, you're like, okay, well I have the whip, and you take a step over and in an area where nobody has been yet, you just throw the whip out very gently, and it just you hear the soft like thwap as it lands against the ground, and you do like a couple of soft circles, and it's a little awkward because you're kind of just whipping nothing, and you're being a little gentle about it because you're trying not to make a lot of noise. And as you are moving the whip, you can see that the mist it moves around the whip like normal, right? It leaves a little trail in some of the thicker parts of the mist, but you can see that around your whip, some of the mist is like repelled away from it almost, and that might, you think, be because the whip is consecrated.
Electra taps her her heel against the ground to signal as well.
Okay. Then, if you want to take 2 strain and maneuver one more time, you're free to. But if not, then I will move to the NPC turn
Yes, feel free.
or enemy turn. Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
Where were the ones Maddie and Electra found?
Electra Electra did not find one. Willow
Oh, no.
found one down here,
Okay.
and then Maddie found one over here.
The same one you found, probably, or
Ah,
multiple
okay.
are in that same area.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So on my turn, let me roll this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should stop counting. Okay, and there. Okay, it is the PC turn. Who's up?
Would anyone like a blue?
Everybody would like a blue.
Okay. Agnetta's gonna move kind of more towards the center of everyone, and she's gonna start to pray. And by pray, I mean give the next PC a blue and take a guarded stance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I should have those things pulled up, huh?
It's helpful. It would be helpful. Move up there, pray. So because you're not moving that far, you could still have your maneuver. Sister Agneta.
Oh, I mean, technically, I took it.
Oh, because I thought you were moving, or I thought your movement was it's double your agility, right?
Yeah,
I think she only has an agility of 1.
agility
Oh,
of 2.
agility
So
of
I
2.
could move 4, but I only moved 2, and then
Mhm.
use 2 maneuvers.
Oh, okay. Cool. Then, so your one maneuver was to assist, and then your other maneuver was to take the guarded stance. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. I understand now. Cool. Then I will move for the monsters again. No one. South. Okay. And PC turn.
Well, Iris is on the phone.
Between me and
Gotcha.
Paige, are you going to benefit from a blue in what you are planning?
I mean, I plan to do the inspiring rhetoric, which would be rolling leadership. So it'd be essentially trying to pay the blues forward if I get successes.
Because all I'm going to do, because as far as Willow is aware, is the only entrance and exit is down the map.
Correct.
Mm.
And so she is just going to be like, okay, it's time to leave. Let's start moving.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
she's going to be moving and possibly firing, depending on what she comes across.
Okay. So, also, a thing I wanted to ask is, this was something that you did a bit ago. I just want to double check to know here. For the inspiring rhetoric, before you ruled that Paige can suffer 2 strain to extend the effect by 1 range band,
Mhm.
is that still a thing, or is that a one-time case?
I will say I'll say that was a one-time thing for that particular instance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can take the blue if you want.
Okay, so Willow is pretty sure there is one down that a ways.
Mhm.
But she must go that a ways. So she is very quietly moving. I need to actually pick up this. 1, 2, 4. And that's her maneuver. Any new things after she moves?
No. So you move and you can just hear the click of your boots against the cobblestone walkways, and even though there is like a little bit of soft rain noise and mist, it still feels like you're walking in like an empty school corridor, and it just has this uncanny and unsettling echo to it. But there's nothing that happens after you move.
Okay. Well, I will. I guess, because there's not anything. Do I want to guard myself, or do I want to try and do some other shit?
You could blind fire.
Nope. I am blind firing with a like flame sprayer. That's not happening. That's a bad time.
No, it's great.
I guess I will just convert my action to another maneuver and try to again reach out and sense through the weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So go ahead and roll 2 purple and 1 black.
Did I get the blue on this then?
You do get the blue on this. So you try to like reach out with your senses again, and you can feel that you are near something. Not next to it, not super close to it, but you are definitely near something. You don't know where though. that presence, the fogginess seems to lay heavier around you now. Not obstructing your vision too much, or much more than it had, but there is an uncanny sense of like being in a room where you thought you were alone. You just feel that there is another person in there with you.
Willow just kind of doesn't squat down. We can see her kind of hunker down just a little bit into like her shoulders, and one hand has pulled out the flame sprayer. The other one is just then like hovering over the cartridges on her belt. And that's
Yes.
all she can do.
Yes. Okay, then if that's it, I will move for the enemies. So we'll do this.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, something happens.
No.
So, wait. Nope, never mind. Never mind. Nothing happens. I thought something happened. I was wrong. Do north. Nope. South. South. Okay. And Maddie or Paige, you're up next.
You can go ahead first.
I don't know what Paige can do really.
I would recommend checking out your spell options because there's a lot of weird utility in your spell options.
Yeah, I'm looking at these and I'm like, I don't know what would be applicable here.
Just start
Ask.
trying.
Yeah.
Alright. Can... because it's really foggy, right?
Yes, it is very foggy. Supernaturally so.
Supernaturally foggy. Okay. Would it be possible? You know, wind is really weird sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Would it be possible of like, there's like a gust of wind that just moves the fog in a way so that we can see each other and ourselves, but they're still in between us and the enemy, the monsters.
So you want to, like, blow the fog around so it makes, like, a circle around you and everyone else so that it's not foggy at all?
For us.
Yeah.
Still want
Yeah,
to use
yeah.
fog to hide us from the monsters.
We're also
But
going to
sometimes...
condense the fog around us, which will
Yep.
make it harder for us to see each other. I will point that out.
I'm talking about...
I got the other idea of, like, a bubble of clear space around you guys.
But then
Yeah.
And, like, a thick...
we wouldn't be hidden from them.
No, it'd be
I
like
don't think
around...
we're hidden from them to begin with. I think they know exactly where we are.
Well,
I will let you attempt whatever
never mind. I'll think of
your
something.
if you want to make like a cloud, a bubble, like basically like a not like a not like the spell fog, but like I imagined it to be like a soap bubble with fog on
Yeah.
the outside.
That's what I was
so that
thinking of.
Yeah, so that you can't see in. Well, you could the fog would accumulate on the outside, so like it creates this barrier between you and the wall, the other outside of the bubble.
Yeah, because I was thinking being able to not lose each other and also be able to communicate silently while also keeping up the fog in between us and the Sutfolk so that we're still like obscured in some way. But if that's not going to work,
I will say that you could try that. It would be a little difficult because like there's like doing magic to control the weather is a lot more difficult, but you are very talented with weird. So it's definitely something you within your power. What I would say is the it's the level of fog right now. You can all still see each other pretty clearly. Like
okay.
like the fog is not so thick that you can't see Willow.
I thought you were saying it was like really thick so we can just like make out silhouettes.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like so much that you can't like see each other. Like you from where you are right now, Paige, you can see Willow is over there, and you can tell that it is Willow. But like if you were trying to read the emotions on her face, it might be difficult. So
Okay.
like you've got enough visibility that you can see each other still. It's just that the Sutfolk, they blend in with the mist.
Okay. Cool. I need to think more then. Maddie can go ahead.
Maddie?
Okay. I will. Well, I was hoping Paige would move, but I guess I'll just move then. 1, 2, 3. I just kind of want to take up the rear a bit, or keep a barrier around the. Basically around the squishies.
Yeah.
So she'll relay that information to Hawk and Electra. Like, do the finger motions of like I'm going over there essentially.
Gotcha.
I guess. Could I? I guess I'll do. I can't do anything. I just moved, so that was a maneuver.
You can use your action to get another maneuver.
Okay. I'll do that. Do you guys think we need to pinpoint more of these Sutfolk?
I think we need to get the fuck out.
Okay. Then I'll just give blue to the next person.
Okay, so you're going to assist the next person. Then I will roll for the NPCs, and we might see something happen. Who knows? It's very, very possible that something happens this time. Nope. Oh wait, I
dice
went the
are
wrong way.
betraying you.
This is southeast, not west. Whoops. Okay. Then Paige.
I have none ideas left to beef, so I guess I'll just have her just move.
Move and look.
Yes. Yeah, just have her move and look.
Where you want to move to?
I guess out. I don't know. I could try the inspiring rhetoric, maybe, for... I guess I could only really get... I'd have to move closer to either Agneta or Maddie if I want to get Maddie. But I could try that to give more blues out. And then just follow, I guess.
good plan, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You will get a blue on your inspiring rhetoric attempt because of Maddie.
Okay. It's one ally within short range for each one. So it's oh wait, no, it's not one ally only. It's for each success is one ally. I guess I don't know. Does either Maddie or Agneta would like to try to be inspired? I can only help one of you.
And you must try very hard to be inspired.
Yeah.
Well, don't inspire Agneta because she is going to rinse and repeat until the combat is over.
Okay. She's going to just pop around Pierre so that Maddie is in close range. No, it's short range. Within short. It's short range.
Short range is like 30 feet.
Oh my god! I thought it was close range. I hate these names.
No, close range was I think what it was before from because that was a holdover from what it was labeled in Star Wars or something. But
Mhm.
I in the book that I saw it was listed as short range, and that is a literal range increment.
Okay, cool. So she doesn't need. Okay, okay. Forget that. She does not move yet.
Gotcha.
So she's going to do that. Sorry, I didn't realize the wording changed. So it's a average leadership check with one blue, right?
Correct.
Poop. So
You have
it's
a
for
lot
each
of advantages on that.
for each success, the check generates one ally within short range heals one strain. For each advantage, one ally benefiting can heal one additional strain.
Yeah, so you can heal quite a bit of strain, and you can pick 2 people within short range.
Who is in short range?
I think everyone but Willow.
Okay, cool. I don't know where's Electra. Oh, sorry, Electra was in the darkness for me for a second.
That's okay.
Want to pick, I guess, Maddie for strain heal, and
Thank you.
you're welcome. That's why I said with your fucking build, Paige and Maddie gotta be best friends for this. And you said that Agnata's just gonna rinse and repeat, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Electra be the other person. Because of the inspiring rhetoric improved, people affected add blue to all skill checks they make for a number of rounds equal to 2. For 2 rounds, you guys get blues to all your checks. So that's going to be Electra and Maddie. Both of you heal strain. I don't think you lost much so far. So, it was just what, 1?
One for each ally, and then they can have advantage. The advantages you got can heal additional strain for those specific allies.
Okay.
So you could probably heal all of Maddie's strain.
How much does she take?
2.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
she may have still had some holdover from the other day.
Possible.
I got 1 strain earlier from something I don't remember. So.
So it's from the ability Electra.
And then what Electra's ability, so I had a total of 2.
Okay, so probably use 1 of those advantages for that.
And
then she'll just use the extra 4? Because I don't think Electra's missing. Is Electra missing more strain or no?
No.
Okay, so she has 4 extra advantages. She'll take that 1 strain back. And then she's going to use 2 to give ally blue to who wants blue.
Of anyone who is benefiting from the
No, I'm talking about using the advantages like normal.
Pay it forward. Yeah.
What'd you say?
So I will always take blue.
Okay. Willow gonna get blue as well. And then she has one. I can only give like one blue, right? Notice a single important point in the ongoing conflict, such as the location of important shit. Use that last advantage up. Is there anything important here she can notice?
So the thing that you can notice here, which you kind of already hit on with your previous question about the fog, is that the fog is in part supernatural. It can be affected by weird, it can be affected by enchanted or blessed things. It might not be able to be dispersed or dispelled entirely, but you can move the fog around. And you know that the Sutfilk are blending in with the fog.
Okay, cool. Paige is going. That was all just using her fucking action, huh? She's just gonna
Yep.
use her maneuver to just. Theoretically, could she give another blue?
She could.
Everyone gets a blue.
Everyone?
Agneta. I don't know. I'm just kidding. She's just gonna use her maneuver to move, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you can move double your agility in squares.
boop, whoop, whoop, whoop. Gonna follow Willow. She's gonna catch up her little legs. She's gonna stay behind Willow though. Not moving the full 8, but we'll move 7.
Okay.
Sorry, my mind is really slow. Is very congested.
That's okay.
You sound like death, my friend.
I'm still
You need a delightful tea drink of some kind. I'm sorry that we're having this encounter in a rainy, cold way. It's probably not helpful for vicarious character enjoyment. But if that is your turn, and I will remind everyone, with the amount of strain heal you guys have, you could on your turn take 2 strain to get an additional maneuver, which I just reminding you that is an option.
That's what you want us to do.
Yeah,
So you
'cause
can
no
be
one's
like,
taken any strain.
boom, take 7 strain.
Yeah, but you could have healed 5 strain.
Could have.
But yes, just a reminder that you can do that. You don't have to, but you can. Then we will make it the enemy turn, and then it will be back to the top of the round. So let's do that one. That one. God, this one's such a fucking tease. Nope. And there. Okay, then it'll be Pierre and Hawk. Pierre is going to rush to, what is his agility? Okay, he has average agility. He is going to rush to catch up with Paige. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he'll run up here. And he is chasing after you tiptoe away in the fog. He just goes, "Wait up for me!" and hustles after you, and is looking very nervous. Hawk will look at Electra and Agneta and Maddie and nod with this tacit understanding of okay, something's going on. It's some kind of beast. We should leave. And she is going to point to the gate, way down in the south portion of the map. And she is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 6,
I don't know which way is faster.
6. She'll move right here. Hawk is going to move right there, and she is going to try to find any of these baddies with perception. But her perception is not the most amazing perception.
Having an eye patch will do that.
There's some depth perception problems. Doesn't help whether there's fog. That's why she's got the big fucking weapon, because it's less about aiming.
Okay. So she runs down there, and as she does, she reaches up and grabs the edge, or grabs the hilt to that big red, like, not broadsword, greatsword, and he hefts it off her back, and it flings up and over, and you can see the fog, like, billow around it, kind of like how it, like, moved and billowed around your whip, Electra, and it swirls almost like it won't, like the fog isn't wanting to touch the blade, and she hefts it up and over and just tink, and it lands into between two little pieces of cobblestone rock. And she is going to use her action to probe the air around her. So she is going to just not attack, but do exactly what you did in the immediate area around her. And then she will use the rest of her movement, which is 1, 2. And she will... she'll take 2 strain. And... yeah, she would have to take 2 strain, because she listened for things and probed the area around her. Yeah, so she's taking 2 strain. There we go. I got it. Also, just for the record, if you want to attack during your movement, you can say, I'm going to use my maneuver to move 6 squares. You can move 3 squares, attack, and then move 3 squares, D&D style. So you don't have to move and attack, or attack and then move. You can do both.
Whoop.
Okay. That's Pierre and Hawk. Top of the round.
Who wants to go first again?
Maddie's not going until Agneta moves.
I was gonna say I would like to catch up, so gonna
Join the
use
herd.
maneuver to follow and resume guarded stance.
Okay. Then enemy turn. That's west. That one. That one. Okay. PC turn.
Maddie, come join us. Electra, come join us. Before Paige and Willow continue further.
Yep. Before they bump right into a monster.
Why are we just running away?
Because
trying
there's no
to
reason to
leave?
fight it.
And there's only one exit. And that's down where we came in from.
Yeah, down in the south, like the bottom of the map, and this is a long map.
You kind of got the information from Hawk, so Hawk, the instinct is get away from this creature.
Okay.
I mean, if Electra wants to stay and fight, she can stay and fight. The hunters can stay and fight. Willow and Paige, I think, are gone.
I don't know. This feels like a waste of an encounter to just run away.
It's a stealth encounter. We're trying to be sneaky.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Saying kind of a waste of the combat characters.
Again, if you want them to stay and fight, you can stay and fight.
No, it's fine.
Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
You have an action that you could use to get a maneuver, and 2 strain that you could use to get a maneuver if you want more movement, or if you want to try anything else.
I guess I'll turn my action into maneuver and move another 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it collides with the wall. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Where's this wall that I'm colliding with?
I don't know, man. I think
Is
it's
it-
just a map
There
in
we go.
range.
Is that where you want to end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Then for you, Electra, you are the first one to get the special treat. Roll me first a discipline check at 2 purple. Nice. So as you walk and like kind of scoot past everyone, you squeeze past the others here, and you feel that oppressive like weight of fog that Willow had started to kind of feel, and it suddenly becomes very apparent to you that there's like something nearby, and it raises the hairs on the back of your neck. And you start to feel for your whip, but as you do and like grab the handle, like preparing yourself for something that might come out of the fog, a twisted, contorted face just manifests from the dark, or from the like inky white, like opaque mist, and it is unsettling to you, but you were kind of steeling yourself for this as you were moving. And this thing just, you can see its face more clearly now and its features. The fingers on its hands start to move and undulate in like around the wrist and forearms, like it doesn't really know where its fingers are supposed to be. And the features on its face start to swim in this way where like the eyes and ears and nose and mouth are just rearranging themselves, constantly lost in this confusion of what it thinks a person used to look like. And it is an uncanny, unsettling thing. You've not fought any specters or ghosts before. They're exceedingly rare. They are real, but they're exceedingly rare. This is sort of what you would imagine it to be like. But this creature, as it just appears, again, totally silently, it just seems to apparate in the mist. It is going to attack with a draining touch, as when you step near... What is this?
Oh, you forgot your blue.
Oh, she still succeeded.
Yeah. Remember next time.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be... Let me see here. Brawl. And 2 purple. Exactly 1 success. Okay.
Did you factor in my defenses?
Oh, I did not. You're right. What is your defense?
I have 3 defense.
3 defense. So that's 3 black. And 1 more black. That is a failure. Black's coming in clutch. So this creature, it rears, like, not rears, but lurches forward in this sluggish, like, it has no like weight to its actual appearance. It seems like you can kind of see through it, but it moves like it is sludge, and it just like lurches silently, making no noise or move, or making no actual noise as it lunges, and you just sidestep, and it just is radiating this like heavy aura around it. Make me a resilience save. No, never mind. Disregard that. But that will be its turn. The other ones are going to move. Down. Up, 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 up. Okay. Then PC turn.
So we had Electra, Agneta, so that leaves Maddie, Paige, and Willow.
Did Electra go yet? Did Agneta go yet?
Yeah, Agneta caught up with Hawk.
Yes.
Okay.
Agneta is running to keep pace with the herd.
So we have Paige, Willow, Maddie.
I mean, obviously Maddie can go and tear shit up.
I'm willing to do that.
If she can get close enough.
If she can get close enough. I
I
know.
should be able to. I'd be one square off.
Oofs.
But I can use strain.
Oh no.
I mean, if nothing else, I could run in, hit it, and then like go further to scout ahead.
This is true.
Blanket. Cool.
Are you guys
I'll say-
okay with that, or? Oh,
If
sorry.
you wanna have Maddie come tearing in like a bat out of hell to hit this thing, I am all for it. Because it's really close to to Willow and Paige.
Like, I'm all for running, but it's also in our way.
Yeah, the only
So-
thing Willow would be able to do, because Willow is not going to necessarily run, because she also realizes that now that this thing has engaged, the likelihood of the rest of these things coming towards us is also higher, because noise.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to start firing. So she is just going to be
Ooh.
blasting whatever she can catch a glimpse of.
In that case, Paige can help Willow out.
I say Maddie first so that Maddie can get here
Yeah.
and keep moving.
Yeah.
And can scout help us maybe figure out which direction to not go, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So, just making sure, I can move through characters, correct?
Excuse me.
Yeah,
me.
for the most part.
Get the fuck
I
out
think
the
that's-
way.
I think that's easy enough to do.
Okay.
I'll say if
One-
there's like a block of, if like Electra was here and it was just a thick block of 4, you'd have to squeeze by in this area here or something.
Well, one,
Moving through
Two.
1 is fine.
okay, 3.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a wall.
Yes.
Does slanted count as 1? Like that?
Yeah, yeah.
So we can't
Or-
move through these blocks then? Because they're walls?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the higher up section. That's a raised...
Oh, okay.
There's a raised section over here, and then there's a raised section over here. So we are in a little walkway.
See, I took it as like this was lower for some reason. I don't know why.
Stairs up.
Gotcha.
That's 6. I will spend 2 strain so that I can take another maneuver. Move 1.
Okay.
Swing.
What are you swinging?
Hammer. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be quiet, right?
You've been trying to be quiet.
You know what? Let's do this the quiet way. I'll go
Okay.
brawl.
Claws?
Let's go.
Claws.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit with your claws. That's 2 purple.
And I got a blue from Paige, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Had
just
that
making
for
sure I don't have any
2 rounds.
The crit rating goes down. But that's... Roll. So, roll. Stab.
That is a flat blank.
Hits the mist.
So you like take a few steps forward and you can see this thing now that you are right up next to it, and you can't tell if it looks at you, but the eyes on the head are as they kind of swim around in the face of it, just like swiftly move, and you're not sure if they see you, but they point in your direction. And as you swipe, you're not even sure if you hit body. Its body blends seamlessly into the mist, and it just continues to waver its form.
Well, guys, I tried. I'm running past. she kind of leaped forward, arm jutted out, missed, kept going. Momentum moving.
Got somewhere to be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Then it will be bad guy's turn, which their turn is much easier now. Down, down. Okay. And this one is going to go and try to swipe at Electra again, which is 3 black. I don't know if it can actually succeed this unless it gets super lucky. And it did not get lucky. So it's currently just like swiping, and it's hard to tell that it's actually attacking because it seems to just be like shifting quickly and then slowly and then quickly and then slowly. I forgot to roll a thing for Maddie, but that's fine. Then it will be PC turn.
Okay, Paige, help me out.
Okay. I imagine the combat, like something appeared. Electra almost got hit. Maddie just fucking ran through here like something was on fire. Fast as fuck. Willow's gonna feel like a hand on her shoulder as Paige kind of reaches up, just like hand on the back, and it's very, very warm. And Paige is going to try to augment Willow.
Okay, how are you trying to augment her?
Are you talking mechanics or flavor wise?
First, second, then the first.
Okay. So she is essentially more so leaning into the fact that she is a performer who is, present space. She is just a very, very calming presence.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay, calm down. It's confidence. You've got this. You know why? Because, we're all here together kind of vibe. And just instilling like calmness and confidence into Willow. And mechanically, because I want this to work, just the base
Mm-hmm.
augment, no
Mm-hmm.
adding on, no additional effects,
Okay.
unless no. I'll stick with the average roll, which
Okay.
is check is average. If successful to the end of your character's next turn, it essentially just gives her another green of any skill check she
Yes.
makes until the end of Paige's next turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So go ahead and make your weird augment roll.
One success.
Perfect. That's all you needed.
That's all I fucking needed.
So with your success, how do you flavor-wise augment this to increase her ability?
Like I said, it's very you can't really see Paige's magic, but I imagine it's something that's more felt. Um, and I imagine for to the outside looking in, Paige kind of just pat Willow, touch back like you got this. Look, it's right there. It's right there in front of you. You got this. You know. But for Willow, it's very very warm, unnaturally, and then I imagine it's almost like she sees her target more easily. As if like it's providing her some sight through the supernatural fog.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Willow, you feel like the pat on your back from Paige, and then all of a sudden your vision crisp and like it becomes much more crisp. And there is you can see the fog in rolling clouds like chunks of area, and you can see the Sutfilk, the cloud that it's essentially just it has a thicker, milkier texture to it and stands out a lot more clearly to you now. And you feel this like shift in your eyes as this happens. Can you just really quick for the two weird rolls, Willow? Can you roll me a weird check at two purple, two red?
Joseph.
Oh
Oh, perfect. So you feel this wash over you, and immediately, you hear both the summer and winter in your head start to like talk back and forth, just like, it's her again. I remember her from the dream. Mm-hmm. She's back. And you feel like it feels like on either side of you, Willow, to your left and right, the summer and winter selves are just standing there talking across you, looking at someone behind you.
Yeah. You just pat Willow in what you're supposed to be a very subtle way, and you just get this very sharp look from Willow over her shoulder.
Don't choose me. There, there's like points.
Imagine that head whip back. Pierre and Paige both flinch.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
I'm not the target here. It's right there. It's in front of you.
Okay. So that's your turn. Are you moving
Maneuver. No.
at all? Okay.
Where the fuck am I gonna go?
Well, you're not gonna have a
Then
Willow shield
Maneuver.
much longer.
That's true.
So Willow will be
But-
moving.
That's true. You know what? Paige is gonna move over here. Boop. Get out of the hunter's way. And she's going to fuck it. She's essentially, for lack of a better analogy, betting on Willow right now. Here's a maneuver. Here's a blue.
She'll get
Here's a
green
green and a blue.
okay. Then on the enemy turn, we're gonna have these guys move. Why does it keep doing that? This one, this one, this one, this one. Nope, nope, nope. This one, this one, this one. And this one is going to attack Vialexa again. You get the impression that
Vialexa.
these
Electra.
God damn it, Electra. Why is it this? Why? God.
It's
Anyway,
because
you get the feeling that these beings don't seem to be operating with any sort of distinct intelligence. It seems like they're almost reflex. And it continues to just like flail rampantly as it stands there, like the undulating smoke just billowing in place. PC turn. Willow.
Okay. Do I do what's mechanically the most advantageous or character? We're gonna go with character because she's not gonna do nothing with that right now. So, just see her like head whipped around to look at Paige with this very kind of like hard expression for a moment, and then looking back towards the set folk and just very calmly, very pointedly just raise the flame sprayer and fire at it. And that's plus a green, plus a blue, 2 purple?
I think so. I don't
Usually if
remember
it's
the range increments. Yeah, I think it is 2 purple. Yeah.
And any black?
Yes. So there should be a black from the fogginess.
Well, short. Well, that's going to be a DM decision, because this would be like short range with how close she is. This is a medium range gun, though.
And short range is 1 purple, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say. For this purpose, you can do 2 purple because you're, or you can do 1 purple because you aren't like pressed up against the creature, but any closer, and you're gonna be struggling to shoot it a lot more.
Gotcha. So.
Nice.
Fire at it, and where's my weapons?
You're
Base
welcome.
Damage 5.
Uh-huh.
It's 5, 6, 7, plus an advantage, which, let's see here. We're just going to keep the blue train rolling. Next allied character gets a blue.
Okay. So passing blue forward.
And then
Base
I
damage
will-
of.
Yeah, 5 plus
Mhm.
2, so 7.
Gotcha.
And I'll be
So
done.
total.
Keep the blue train rolling. This
Mhm.
game, I feel like, is just trading dice back and forth.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't have anything enough to activate Burner Blast.
Okay. Then
And then I will
you.
1, 2, 3, 4 get past it.
So I'll say because you hit it and successfully dealt damage to it, you as you pass it, you won't have to make a fear check. As like your fire like torches it, and it starts to again undulate like kind of like the symbiote in Spider-Man when it starts to hear a really high pitched noise. It just starts to spaz out and like bounce around and fidget in place as the fire seems to disrupt its form, basically.
And she's keeping her. Imagine as she's firing as she is walking by. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna burn you as I walk by. You can't hit me while you are on fire. And is still
Mhm.
kind of pointing her gun sidelong at it. So she's kind of back towards this other side, to be honest, because she is going to try and follow after Maddie. She just can't make it
Okay.
right now.
Awesome. Then that will be your turn.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then this one is the enemy turn. They're moving down. Okay. Maddie,
Me?
as you are rushing down, you hear like there's a gout of fire that you can hear from behind you, and like the noise of a flamethrower activating, and the orange glow like starts to like bounce off of the wet stones, and you look back, see it for a second, and then turn forward, and in your face there is a Sutfolk that is point blank with you, and it is going to lunge at you to try and grab you. What defenses do you have, if any?
2, I believe. Let me open my sheet. I don't know why I closed it. Yes, 2.
2. Gotcha. Then okay. So this, since you're running and you catch it a little bit too late, you run smack into this thing. And when I say you run smack into it, I mean to say that you are running and stop yourself before you walk into it, like bodily move into where it is floating or ambiently misting. But it reaches forward, and there's a minute where you like throw your hands up to block, and its arms reach through yours and go straight for your eyes. And the hands like you don't feel anything as the hands just pass through your face and root around inside your head. And there is a moment where you're like, oh, okay, it can't hurt me. It's just a ghost, sort of. And then you feel this twisting as it bends something inside your perception. First, make me a discipline check at 3 purple.
The fuck you going, Piper?
Huh?
Why is Electra all the way down there?
I did not mean to move her. If I did, whoops.
Say, please don't. Please don't. Thank you.
I did not mean to. I
Please,
promise that much.
please don't leave me.
So, what are those blues for again? Would this count here?
Have blues on it? Yeah, it's a check. It technically counts.
It's all checks for 2 rounds. This is the second round with it on.
So
One from Paige.
I don't think it's worth using a story point here.
I think you're
If
still
you don't want to use a
technically
story
in the first
point,
round because you've only, well, it's after 2 rounds of Paige going, because like the NPCs have not gone yet for this.
Yeah.
second
correct. And if you don't feel like using the story point, I will. So make it
Wait.
2 purple and a red.
Can she flip it back if she uses the
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, you can, if you want to.
Here's the thing, because he already used it, it's fine.
You know what? You're
Yep.
right. Yeah, fair. I'm gonna. Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't-
a
I don't
Uno
like this
reverse,
red.
Uno reverse. Nothing happens.
So on your discipline check, make sure you hit upgrade ability and upgrade difficulty.
Upgrade ability and upgrade difficulty.
Oh, those just stack. They don't cancel out. Oh
Yeah.
shit, it's gonna be a lot of dice.
You can't cancel out.
Ho ho ho.
You can
Okay,
only
so.
roll more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So then what would it. Oh, fuck. So it's 2 purple, a red, and a yellow, essentially?
No, it's 2 purple upgraded, so it turns into a red and a purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it would cancel out. Okay, well,
Plus
Nope.
a blue.
yeah, plus the blue. Oh, well.
Or sorry.
Oh wait, would it be 2 blue?
Well-
Because this is after Willow's turn? Right? Willow paid it
yes.
forward too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So re-roll that again. You're right. It was a 3 purple discipline check.
Okay, so
So
3
it should be
purple.
2 purple upgraded, which makes it 1 red and 2 purple.
So upgrade difficulty, upgrade ability, because I used a
Yep.
point as well.
And then hold
And
on
then-
the blue, because I don't know if it's again a what do you want to roll, what do you want to allow, if it's just whatever next character rolls, or the next character turn that the blue applies to.
I'm going to say it's the next character roll.
Okay.
So you would get 2 blues.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome.
Great.
Cool. So let me see here. Get rid of
I'm
this.
sorry, friends. I tried.
Don't apologize to us. You're the one that's going through some shit now, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me 1d100 minus 30.
Am I getting crit right now? Which roll 1d100 minus 30. Did that really
37. Hey! That's perfect.
Quick question though, is this a crit?
It is a mental crit.
I don't know if that counts.
What are you for durable?
Yeah, I'm durable, yeah.
I will say for the sake of ease, it will count because there's not an ability that you can get to reduce this yet. So I will let you have durable count for this. So
I have
27.
1, yeah.
Okay. So you feel this thing root around in your head, and then your entire body goes just frigid cold, icy, frozen cold. And the way that its facial features distort, you see them start to swim and move around until they rearrange into a face of just total placid, emotionless, like staring at you, 1,000-yard stare with a half-lidded gaze. And then the world around starts to swim as though its face has now, like, whatever force was rearranging the facial features and causing it to distort has now become transposed onto the world. And it slowly has its like the look on its face slowly goes from like total emotionless, no facial features or anything showing, no emotion. It transforms very slowly into just a slow and silent scream, and you can't hear anything. You hear the rain and the mist and the movement, and there is just a shocking, like, you have to look at this thing silently screaming at you, and all of this other noise just seems to fade away except the soft drip of rain. Take 3 strain, and on your next turn, you have to use all your available maneuvers to run. Okay. Uh, that was, I believe, its attack. And one more thing from you, Maddie. Roll me a resilience check at 2 purple.
Wait a second.
Uh-huh.
I also have physical training. So I gotta add a blue to that if it matters.
It might. Roll a blue.
Okay. Um, Resilient. Make these go away. Make these go away.
That's exactly what you needed. So you
Oh shit! Wait, you keep forgetting the page blue.
the page blue. What page blue? The pay it forward blue?
No, the
No,
inspiring
the
rhetoric.
yeah.
It whoever she affects with that ability add blue to all skill checks they make for a number of rounds equal to her ranks in leadership.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, do I need to roll another blue?
No, because you don't. You should be. You're good because you clear out any threats and anything,
Okay.
and it's not a combat roll. So
Okay.
yeah. So you're good. Um, you don't feel anything physically invade your body.
That's reassuring.
Then, if I'm looking at this correctly, oh yes, this Sut folk is going to go, and it's going to try for Willow this time. Willow, do you have any defense?
I have a 1.
1 defense.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey, it's listen. It's raining.
Ooh,
This
threats on it.
folk is very unlucky. As it like shambles backwards, it's you can't see any damage on it, but its form seems more disfigured and broken, like unable to correctly like rearrange itself like it was before.
Can I
Uh,
use the threat to immediately perform a maneuver and get the fuck away?
sure.
Bye.
Where are you going?
She's just gonna be bouncing around between these walls till she gets to a gate.
Okay. Then
That bitch.
roll me a discipline check really quick. At 3 purple, I believe the discipline check is.
Double check that I got anything for that. Discipline, okay. Discipline check 3 purple.
Oops. Did not mean to do that.
Okay. So I will use that strain to, like, you duck out of the way, like as it lunges for you. You feel this like steering, like this spike of fear as is just you need to get away, and so you duck underneath it and run over to like Madigan's side, and you can see Madigan is going through her own current struggle, but you put that out of your mind for the moment. Take 1 strain, but you are safe from its grasp. PC turns. Who's going?
I think
I'll
it's.
smack the ghost.
Hold on, the NPCs have not gone to start a new round yet.
True.
Because the NPC. Willow was the last player character, then the NPCs are supposed to go before a new round started.
Oh yeah, you're right. So this would be the Pierre and Hawk. Well, Pierre's turn is going to be easy because he is going to run to get in front of Paige, and he is going to take the guarded stance, and that's going to be his turn as he like shields her and tries to bravely face down the monster from over here. Hawk is
for
in a
having a himbo brother.
dead shot
He's
line
not
to
a
this thing.
himbo. He's just a thief rogue.
He's a himbo.
Hawk is going to take... How far is she? Exactly 30 feet. Perfect. Come on, give me this.
He's a rogue with only sleight of hand and shit, no sneak attack.
Rainy. I will use a story point to upgrade this for Hawk, because I think it's cool. Whoops. Here's hoping. Wow, that's sad. So Hawk, seeing the Sutfilk like walk around, she takes this gigantic sword and two-handed overhead throws it at the Sutfilk, and it just and sticks into the space behind it. So her sword is stuck in the wall here. I will make a little
the aim maneuver.
marker. Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't you aim?
Because I don't know this system well enough yet.
That depth perception, though.
Go.
She was gonna hit it dead on, and then she coughed.
She throws the sword, and it leaves a like circular undulating pattern through the clouds as it cuts through the mist, and passes like seemingly through the Sutfilk without any harm done whatsoever to it. But it, Willow, with your weirdly augmented vision, you are able to see that the Sutfilk moved out of the way. Then it will be the PC's turn.
Get him, Electra! Get him!
Oh, this thing
As
for
you
the rest
wish.
of the squishies can come through.
You got a blue!
Smack. Smack. Aim smack.
If you are aiming to hit it, do 2 purple, 2 black.
2 black to hit it?
Yeah, with your whip
Or
because
is
it's
that
ranged.
defense?
That's its defense. Well, that it has defense. It has a defense of 1, and the mist adds 1.
Gotcha.
And then you get a blue from the aim, and a blue from Paige.
Mm-hmm. Big dice pools when Paige is around.
So 2 purple, 2 black, 2 blue.
2 black.
Yep.
Okay.
Two. Let's go!
Triumph! There you go. Okay, so what do you want to do with your triumph? I assume crit.
I will crit it.
Okay. So let me see here. I believe the crit table actually. Where is it? Yeah. So I'll say with your crit, you like spin your whip around. It does a big swoop gesture around you, and with one good like whoosh, you smack it like dead center of its form, and you can see just a literal like portion of the mist that was in front of you, which if you were asked to discern the difference between the mist and the Sutfilk, you couldn't until you hit it with the whip, because that mist that was this Sutfilk just starts to dissipate, like turn to ash and fade, and it is gone. That's one down.
I'll spend some strain and move. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
If you get into melee with it, you will have to make a discipline check.
Okay.
It'll be a 3 purple discipline check.
I thought hunters were going to be resistant to standard fear checks.
This is not a standard creature.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes, so even still, like having never experienced this type of thing before, you're kind of just rooting around in the back of your head for like, okay, it's probably some type of ghost. You've never seen something like this before. It seems to act like a ghost. It turns invisible and like phases through things like a ghost. It's probably some type of ghost or spirit. And it's easy to kind of justify that and put it out of your mind, even though you've never seen something like this. Because typically ghosts and spirits are relegated to nighttime, and it's not nighttime yet. But that is your turn is moving there?
Yes.
Okay. Then it will be the enemy turn. And then this one, it is going to move and attack. It will move here and attack Electra, which is defensive 3. Nope. Do you want to use the threats for anything?
What can I use threat for? Hang on, where's the chart? Where's the chart?
3 threats. You can do most everything on the threat table with 3 threats.
I gotta find the threat table. Where is it? Weird resources. It's gotta be the resources, right? Yes, okay. Knock them prone.
Okay, so you spin your whip around, and as it like maneuvers, you swipe it where its legs would be, and just make a cloud.
Yeah, I guess knocking them prone didn't make sense because they were spirits, but hindsight.
I want to tell you, you can't try to knock it prone, but I was like, I would be willing to say like, no, you can't strain it because it can't take strain, but you could try to knock it prone, and now you know that it floats.
Wild.
But that is the enemy turn. So now it is PC turn.
Either the stragglers must come forward very quickly, or Maddie also needs to get out of the fucking way so Willow can continue to make it to the gate.
Don't worry, Maddie's gonna get out of the way next turn.
Okay, Agneta just moved forward. So what are you doing, Agneta?
Moving.
And only moving?
Moving again.
Paige, just like behind Pierre, just sees the rapid, like, running of Agneta.
I didn't think she could run that fast. Holy shit.
Picked up the bottom of her robes.
I will tell you, Agneta, you do notice that, like, you've noticed these things seem to have some sort of revulsion to the divine. You have your divine thing that your symbol, which I would assume works at range to inflict, like, debuffs on them.
Turn undead. Let's go.
If you'd like to do that, that is.
Cody?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh my
Your what is it? The symbol thing
Holy
that
symbol.
that allows you to, like, send debuffs. You could use that at range, because Sister Agneta would have noticed that these things have some sort of revulsion to the divine.
But I don't see them, right?
Well, you see the one that's in front of the hunters now.
Yeah, this one you can see.
But I needed to move, so...
Oh, that's true. But if you take 2 strain,
No thanks.
if you end your turn, I don't know if you heard this when I said it before, but if you end your turn within 1 square of it, you have to make a discipline fear check.
That's fine.
Okay, so go ahead and make a discipline check at 3 purple.
And if I'm engaged with it, it will add a black to its everything.
Okay, good to know.
Discipline 3 purple.
Mm-hmm.
And does Agneta have the blues from Paige?
No, I was only able to get Electra and Maddie.
Damn.
Oof.
Damn.
Damn.
With 1 failure, roll me a D100. Actually, never mind. You run up to it, and you're trying to help your comrades here, but seeing it from a distance, it just looks like swirling mist. When you get up close, it is revolting. It is a twisted, malfeasant, broken spiritual thing that you cannot imagine should or could exist on God's green earth. And it is just viscerally upsetting to you. Take 2 strain, and you are otherwise able to act normally, but this thing is grossly upsetting to you.
Ew.
Gross.
Same.
Mop it up.
There you go.
Hey, she's learning.
Okay, then enemy turn. We're gonna go here and here and here. Sister Agneta, roll me a vigilance check at 1 purple. Okay. So you're facing this thing, and it already sends this gross shiver down your spine of just unholy, just nature. But as you're standing here, you get this sinking feeling in the back of your, or in the pit of your stomach, as you feel like cold winds shift in from almost all sides. You guys aren't surrounded yet, but you get this deep, like, guttural feeling that you and your 3 comrades who are next to you are going to be surrounded soon. You can feel them closing in the mist. And just looking around in a panicked hurry, you can feel something up here and you can feel something over here. This Sutfilk is going to attack Electra again. It gets a black additionally because of Sister Agnetta's bonus. One success and 3 threat. Okay, so for Electra, roll me a D100 minus 30.
How do I roll on this?
Oh wait,
Slash
sorry.
R.
That's disregard that. Disregard that. I was super wrong. That's the discipline check. You do not have to make the discipline check thing. Roll me a resilience check at 3 purple. These things have a lot of abilities.
Where's resilience? There it is. Oh, you're gonna have a field day with this, Joe. Why is resilience bronze? That makes no sense.
Because it's supposed to be more physical.
Yeah,
Okay.
blue.
Yeah,
Use your
have
fucking blue.
Oh my god.
It
So
might reduce your threat really fast. Roll a single blue.
yep, it would help.
How do I roll a single?
If you click the dice thing in the corner next to public roll, you can just roll 1 blue.
I'm clicking it. I don't. It's not.
Better not be boosting Electra. We're gonna forget the fucking blues.
If it's not working, just re-roll the whole check.
Oh, okay. No, I did. Okay.
There you go.
Here we go.
Hey,
It's
one threat. So first you take 1 strain from the failed resilience, and then you take, how much damage does this do? 6 damage before soak.
I will spend 3 strain and parry.
Your parry does nothing as its hands pass through whatever you use to parry.
It's
Not even my sanctified whip.
You can't parry with a ranged weapon, technically. Since the whip is like a weird melee ranged weapon because I let it use your melee like benefits and stats, but it works at range.
Okay.
And you feel these like cold, gripping, translucent hands just reach through, like one into your face and one into your chest, and it just swirls around. It doesn't like claw or scratch you, but Sister Agneta and Maddie, you both see Electra start bleeding from her nose and her eyes and her ears, and her skin starts to get a really bad pale tinge to it. That would be this one's turn. And PC turn.
who's left?
Paige?
Paige.
You and me.
Well, Paige, Maddie,
Paige or Maddie?
and Willow. Willow has not gone this round yet.
Oh
Correct.
yeah, because she got the extra move.
Mm-hmm.
So, Paige, catch up.
Paige, what do you got?
Well, you guys are about to get flanked from like here and here, right? But Paige doesn't know that, unfortunately.
No, she doesn't.
Well,
So,
Agneta said, "I think we're in danger," which I will assume was like her saying that out loud, like in like a shout.
Correct.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
But I
'Cause
think
was
we're in
trying-
danger is also very vague.
Yeah. Unfortunate. She is going to go. Fuck. What? What the fuck? Sorry, it just glitched the fuck out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Is using her maneuver to move, right? Yeah. It's double her agility.
Yep.
She has very short legs. She. Y'all, Strain's looking pretty bad. She's gonna use her action to do the inspiring rhetoric again
Mm-hmm.
to try to help with the strain.
Okay. Go for it.
Boop. All of you heal a strain
Hey.
and heal one more.
You get 3.
Oh, not
right?
all
'Cause
of you.
get-
Sorry, I miscounted. We're gonna go lowest to highest. So it would be Maddie, Electra, and then Agneta, I think. Because I think Agneta has slightly less than Willow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not overly
Yeah.
worried about my strain.
Yeah.
I'm really not either, but I'll take it.
Okay.
That's
Thank
her
you.
action. You're welcome. That's her action. That is her maneuver to move. And I think that's it. Yeah.
That's all I got. Okay.
Yep.
So
And all 3 of you have blues for 2 rounds.
Don't
Hey.
forget
Use
to
'em.
lose.
Use your
More-
fucking
more
blues.
Okay. Then it's going to be enemy turn. We're gonna have this one go up, and this one go here, and this one go here, and this one go here.
Well, at least the one that's going to be closer towards Paige, potentially, is going to have Hawk on the other side of it. Which
Yep.
is not a fun thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Paige,
Oh shit!
Paige, make me a 3 purple discipline check.
Okay.
Okay, so I will use your threat to give you 2 strain. But you succeed as you feel this like a cold presence just just out of nowhere appear behind you, like somebody opened the refrigerator door, and you just immediately whip around and just like, oh shit, as you watch the mist start to congeal into the form of this like shambling person with a twisted like spine and bent arms, just trying to attack you. And I believe, let me see, I want to make sure that was vigilance. Agneta, I believe.
Paige does have 1 defense.
Discipline. Okay. Agneta, also roll me a 3 purple discipline check. You need a success. Once you succeed, you don't have to roll it anymore. Ah.
Wait, didn't Agneta have a blue?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Blue.
Roll
You have
blue.
1 blue.
Use your fucking blues. I swear to God.
I think give Amy an aneurysm, y'all.
My character is built around this one ability. Please let them be
I
useful.
think we get it.
Semi blue and nothing. Hey, that's all you needed. So with that, you feel that same cold presence just appear from behind you, Agneta, and you were prepared for this. You felt them coming, and so when they reveal themselves, you're less surprised, though still startled by how just twisted and wrong these things look. Then it's going to be an attack fest. So, Paige, what defenses do you have, if any?
She's got one of each.
So just one. This is melee
Mhm.
defense.
One.
And I don't believe this has any other penalties to it. Oh, well, 2 failures. That's unfortunate. So this thing is just threateningly whipping and pulsing and trying to attack you, Paige. But currently, it has not found any purchase on you, either because it is just mystified or mystified. Agneta, do you have any defense?
1 defense and then 1 black from my warding icon.
Gotcha. Then roll this one. 2 threat.
Uh. I'm going to. So I can immediately make a maneuver, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 here.
Uh-huh.
This is the way we're going, right?
That is the way to the exit, yes.
Okay. Yep. Bye.
Okay. Then this one going to attack Electra again, but that's 3 black rather than 4. Nothing. Okay. Then we will go to the PC turns. And I think
Maddie and Willow's
Willow?
about to go.
Maddie and Willow? Yeah.
Go ahead, Maddie. Willow's just continuing her trek once she gets a clearer shot out of here.
Okay. I have a question, Joe.
Yes.
So I'm supposed to run, right?
Yes.
Am I running from this one in particular, or all of the enemies in general?
This one in particular. You have to use your maneuver to run from that one in particular.
Okay.
Only your maneuver, you still have your action.
Correct.
Okay. So, action-wise, I could still attack?
You could still attack. I will say I will say that you can't attack the one that you're running from.
Okay.
Because scared.
Yeah. The other question was, how high is this cliff here?
This cliff, that's about like 5 to 7 feet high. It's scrambleable. Oh.
I would like to climb.
Okay. I will just roll me an athletics check with 1 purple.
Okay.
And yeah, just the 1 purple, because I think otherwise this would be pretty easy, but because it is raining, I'm going to make it slightly more difficult.
Okay. One purple, and I get a blue from athletics checks. And I believe I get a blue from 8.
There you go. So you scramble up here.
Yeah. And I have to get away from the thing, so I guess I'll move over here.
Okay.
So that I can get ready to jump on the one back here.
Okay.
Actually, I can use 2 strain, right, to do an attack.
If you... So your maneuver was climbing up here and running over here. You could use 2 strain to move down and then use your action to attack, yes.
Can I jump down?
Yeah, I will still say it costs 2 strain to move further, but yes.
Okay. Hmm.
Well, actually, how high... What is your agility? Is it 3 or 2?
It's 3.
So you went up here. I'll count that as 10,
Yeah, I didn't really move far.
15, 20, or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you could jump down here.
Hmm.
Here, you said?
Yeah. The whole point
There you
was
go.
to get away from this thing.
Correct, yes. And
But
you're
yeah.
also right beside Hawk's sword.
Can I pick
Stab.
it up?
Yes,
Yeah,
you should.
can I?
You should use the sword.
Oh, that's convenient.
It's almost like this was planned.
Twice the size of Maddie, though.
It is a monstrous sword.
You act like Maddie's hammer isn't twice her size.
I will
This one's
drag
in
the
length,
sword
though.
onto your sheet. Do you see it on your sheet?
Why does it keep closing? I'm gonna. Sorry. I do not.
You don't? You don't see the sword of the Red King?
No, that sounds fucking badass. Holy shit. No, I don't. I see Great Hammer and Claws.
Oh, okay, here we go. Let me see. How about now?
Yes, yes, I do.
There you go. I think you're able to wield it. It is quite heavy.
Yeah, I have 4 brawn. I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, so
Cool.
you grab that sword.
So may I flavor this a little bit?
Sure.
So she jumps down because like its hilt is kind of stuck up, right? She jumps down onto the hilt to push it into position, and goes in for a swing as it kind of like gets kind of pushed upright a bit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, and you have... It's
The blue
2
from
purple and a
Paige.
black to hit.
Purple and a black. Okay.
Only 1 black because you're not at range.
I don't think there's anything else here. Nope. Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna upgrade.
Okay,
Upgrade.
go for it. Hey, there you go.
Masha.
So it's bonus damage.
Yep. And then 2 advantages. I will give a black to the next enemy. I don't think I can do anything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is good. like forcing the next enemy to have a imposed setback is good. This is good. Okay, so you deal. Hawk's sword is base 5 plus your brawn. So
Sunder
9
do.
Sunder. It allows you to break the items that the enemy is holding.
And vicious?
Vicious is for crit.
Oh, okay.
But since you didn't crit and it's not holding anything, you just deal a bonus 2 damage. So you deal 11 damage, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, which you bring the sword down and cleave it, and you actually feel like resistance to the sword swing. Which, when you were swiping with your claws, it was you swinging your claw through the air would have felt the same. With this, you actually feel like you hit something, and you carve something off of it, and there is again no noise. It is just this billowing small cloud of frustration in front of you now. Yeah, okay. Then that'll be your turn. Enemy turn. This one is going after you, Maddie. It is pissed. Your defense is 2 or 1?
2.
2. Okay. And it adds a setback. Failed.
Haha.
And then this Sutvilk is going to turn and try to get Agneta, which is 2 black. Oh. Well, it technically got, even though it got a triumph,
It can't crit because it didn't hit.
it can't crit because it didn't hit.
But it can
So-
do any of the threats on her.
Let me see.
And she has a threat that she can use against it.
True. I will say that Agneta, as you are like scooting by and running away, this Sutfolk reaches out and goes for like an ankle and trips you.
Asshole.
Knocks you. Look at your threat. Look at the threat sheet. See what you want to do to it.
This one.
It can't take strain, right? That was said.
Correct. Correct.
Then I don't. With one threat, I don't think there's anything I can do, because it didn't take a maneuver, right?
It did not. I could say that it could suffer the effect of losing a maneuver, as though it like loses its ability to move.
Next round.
Sure.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah. So you like it reaches out to trip you, and you reach out and heel kick it while you're like squeezing your holy symbol, and you actually feel like resistance to your foot. There's a part of you that's like yes, and another part of you that's like what? But that would be its turn, and it will be a PC turn for Willow.
Okay, Willow's going to. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move. Go ahead and, because he's got it on the ground, take 2 strain. So I can use an aim maneuver. Yeah, because they're not desperate yet. Aim maneuver and fire.
Okay, which one are you shooting at?
The one beside Agneta.
Gotcha.
So,
Are you benefiting from the page buff?
No.
Okay.
It's Agneta, Electra, and Maddie.
So 2 purple?
Correct. 2 purple and 2 black.
Oh god. Yeah. This is not gonna work, but yeah, I'm doing something. Yep.
You guys can upgrade your checks.
Upgrading to 2 yellow is not going to be useful when I'm rolling for bad die. I have 1 yellow and 1 green versus 2 purple, 2 black.
Okay. Then it will be NPC turn. So this one is going after Maddie. 3. Nothing. This one is unable to move, so it will try to hit Sister Agneta again, which is 2 black. Three threats and 2 successes. So Agneta, you take 6 damage before soak. And you make me a resilience roll at 3 purple. Nice. So you take the damage and you take the strain as this thing is just swiping at your ankles repeatedly, but you are not bleeding profusely like Electra is currently bleeding. Then this
I'm
one
gonna
will
use
come
the
down
threats to give a black to the next ghouls.
to the next enemy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That would make this 5 black. 2 purple and 5 black.
Huh.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That would be 6 damage before soak. As it swings down and swipes at Electra again.
Five black.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. There's so many defensive die, and still, unfortunate. And that will be the enemy's turn, which now it's Pierre
Can't
and Hawk.
Can't Piper use the threat, right?
Mm-hmm. The threat to put a black on the next enemy attack, I think, is one of the options.
Piper
Sure.
here?
That's fine.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Is useful. Excuse me. So Pierre is going to run. He sees Paige fighting against what looks to be a aggressive cloud, and he is going to run right here and try to help Paige. He will pay a blue forward to you. Hawk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight. It's gonna run down here, and she, as she is running, is going to kick off like kick off from the ground and rush down next to both of you, and she is going to rip a really old, like single hand, rough looking double barrel shotgun. And she's going to kick that sucker up and point it at the one next to Electra first. And that's going to be heavy. And it's going to be 1, 2 black. I will upgrade this. Four advantages, but no successes. Fucking blows. So she raises the shotgun, and you hear this as like a flash of bright light sparks. And I will say the advantages can impose difficulty on both of these two Sutfolk's attacks because of the bright light, but she doesn't actually manage to hit it with any damage, as like all of these pellets just scatter amongst the cobblestone and just and like dust up everywhere. Then it will be PC turn. Who's up first?
Agneta needs to get away before this thing hits her again.
Yeah.
Agneta, run.
Anything else on your turn?
I will also take guarded stance.
Gotcha. Okay. Then it will be PC turn. These two are both turning to Hawk. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 black die, right? Because it's got 1 from the flash. Yes. And then there will be another one. Just fails. So Hawk, as she like runs in and pulls his shotgun loose and starts firing, the Sutfolk like undulate and twist and writhe, and they slide along the ground and go up to Hawk and start to try and harry her. As Agneta, you run and leave this one in the dust. It's still going to be pinned for this turn, and next turn it will be able to move. So that will be it for the enemy turn. So this will be next PC turn.
May I?
Maddie, go ahead.
No one else wants to go? Okay.
You're free to go if you want.
Well, Maddie is just like, fuck this. I'm gonna activate Berserk.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna attack this motherfucker.
Okay.
It's like, okay, we're not doing this quietly anymore. Fuck this. And I'm gonna use the red key. And I have a blue from Paige.
Uh-huh.
And I can use these success and 2 advantage thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it.
Okay, then it's a black and 2 purple.
Oh, sorry, forgot the black.
I don't think a black is gonna matter because you have 4 successes. And the one that was in front of you, this was the one that you had hit before. So it's got 1 health. The only reason it survived the blow you sent to it before was because it had just enough soak to survive the hit with 1 health. So with the Red King, you spin around and cleave what remains of its like misty, tattered form, and again you find this purchase, and it goes loose. Like it's almost like swinging a sword at a flag flapping in the wind, and then you hear the tearing sound, and it just, and that one is gone.
Okay. And I use the advantages to clear some strain, yeah?
Yes, you can recover.
Yes.
Neat, because I'm going to spend 2 strain.
Oh my god.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay.
I got you guys.
Okay. Then enemy turn. This one is going for Paige because Hawk is, well, no. It's still going to go for Hawk. It's not tactical or anything. It is pure emotional rage.
I mean, you could just say that this is a bright pink thing.
This is true, but Hawk is also wearing like a red cape or like capelet.
Okay.
No, lots of failures. Get out of here, dice. So it like is swirling around Hawk, and it's really hard to tell whether it's winding up or striking and recovering. Because it's just swarming through the mists like an angry cloud. This one is going to try for you, Maddie, because you cut in front of it.
Damn
And
straight.
you have a defense of 2?
2.
Okay. And I'll upgrade this. Why not? Oh wait, I can't. Disregard that. I'll have to reroll that. Because it can't be upgraded. That was my bad. I upgraded Hawk's thing. So that is still 1 success. Maddie, you take 6 damage before soak.
Which
And-
is nothing.
Nothing? Damn.
I have 6 soaking exactly.
Brutal. Okay. Then you roll me a resilience check at 3 purple.
And then find a way to spin the threat.
Mm-hmm. You can't trip it.
Resilience, right?
Correct.
And I get a blue from physical training and a blue from Paige.
Mm-hmm.
And how many again?
3 purple.
3. Gotcha.
Okay. So you, like, it tries to attack, and as it lunges, you just hold the Red King out in front of you, and it crashes into the blade. And there is, like, a look of confusion as it hits it. Like, it's surprised that it ran into this thing. Well, as confused a look as you can get from this contorted, like, fucked up face thing. But that'll be it for their turn, so now it's a PC turn again.
I can spend the threat though, right?
You can. Or have the advantage and the threat. The threat from its failed attack and the advantages from your resilience, if you have anything to spend
Well,
the advantage on.
I have a question. What is the Ask DM for special treatment thing here?
Do you have an idea of something you would want to do?
Oh, okay. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
Not this time. I'll give a black. Yeah, I can give a black. And the other one can make them lose the benefit of a maneuver, I guess. I can spend it, right?
Yeah, I will say that you can make them lose the benefit of a maneuver in the same way that Sister Agneta did. Also because you are using something that is consecrated and holy, and you can prevent this same one from moving from that spot for its next attempted movement.
Yeah, and then the add a black to the enemy.
Gotcha. And then pay a black forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it will
And
be...
the advantages, right? Sorry.
No, you're good. So the advantages for the resilience check, that's not technically a combat check.
Oh, okay.
So
Then no worries.
yeah, I was gonna say like, oh, you could recover a bunch of strain. It was like that wasn't like that. That's a separate thing.
Mm.
Excuse me. So if that is your turn, then it will be, or no, that if that was your defense, that was the enemy's turn. So now it's a PC turn again.
Yeah. Are any of these ghosts, like, is there a ghost that hasn't taken anything yet?
I think this ghost here has not been hurt.
Alright. Well, as a quick draw, I'm gonna pull out a blessed water bottle and I'm gonna chuck it.
Hey.
I was
Okay, go ahead
you were
and
about to say a blessed like spray bottle.
Blessed
Like
super
a-
soaker.
spray the ghost cat.
Yeah.
So you pull out the blessed water bottle and chuck it. So that is a ranged attack.
Yes.
So two purple, 2 black.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend a star
Or-
point to upgrade.
Yes, go for
And
it.
then how many blue do I have?
One for Paige.
Just the one, I think.
Unless
I
you
will
want to
aim
spend your
for
maneuver
another.
to aim.
Yes,
I'll
and you
aim
aim
for
for
another.
2 blue. Hey! Okay. Let me look at this item really quick, 'cause I need to make sure that this is correct.
6 damage, critical threshold of 2.
So you can crit.
I
So you have 2
will
advantage.
crit. I will.
Hell yeah. So I will say, when you throw the water bottle at it with 6 damage, I will let you, as a special crit, roll an extra d6 of damage on top of it. That it just takes automatically after soak. Oh. Well, that's fine. You uncap a bottle of holy water and just toss it at it like an open, uncooked Molotov cocktail. And the glass doesn't find purchase, but the water, even as the glass passes through it, like the physical glass goes through the mist, but the water is like it hits a wall and is forcibly scooped out of the bottle, and immediately the mist, you hear the searing smoking sound, and you can see now it's like a mist thing that is steaming as the holy water hits it. I will do, that's going to be 6 and 7. Okay, this one I will mark as...
+1 for the additional success, right? So 8 total?
Yes, 8 total. You're right. You're right. And that will be the... That will be that. It's looking pretty rough.
For the crit.
For the crit. Gotcha. And... Let me see. $79. Hey, that's overpowered. That's the one Ozza got. So you get a second attack at the same rolls.
Okay.
Which, do you have another holy water?
Uh.
Because if you don't, I'll just say you can use a whip.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll let you use the whip at the same modifier, because the holy water is like ammo, so it's weird. But...
Okay, so the exact same rolls to do. Da-da, da-da. Roll.
Hey, so your
Yo.
base whip damage is like 3, 4,
Something like that.
and your agility is 4. So that is,
And it's sanctified as well.
yes, the sanctified makes it ignore any of the additional resistances and soak that it has for physical weapons. So that would be plus 4 damage. I will inflict 1 strain on you with the threat you generated, but you will, with the whip crack, after you throw the holy water, kill it, and it will disperse. Nice. NPC turn. That's going to be this one, and it's going after Maddie again. That's 3 black with the bonus 1 for the setback. We're going to see if it hits. I'm going to get you with the disease one of these days. Nope.
No, you can't. It's not allowed.
So it's, again, like trying to get around the sword. And it's very strange for a creature that otherwise has no corporeal form to experience like the frustration of being held at bay, where it literally can't move through something when it otherwise has been able to move through pretty much anything it wants. But it fails. So go ahead, and that will be the PC turn again. And you can
Yes.
use...
Yeah, guess what I'm spending the threat for? More blacks.
Exactly.
All the blacks.
Yep,
So many dice.
The ever-flowing black die. The pay it backwards.
Pay it backwards.
See, Paige has got all the blue dye. We don't need more blue dye. We need black dye.
Okay, but that will be the enemy turn. So now it's a PC turn again, which I believe is Paige?
Paige and Willow.
hmm
Well, I guess Willow can go if Paige doesn't want to go. Because Agnetas are running to the gate. Maddie's dealing with this thing.
I mean, I have an idea for what I want to do
Okay,
that might
go.
help. I'm looking at things. Fun to use the curse hex
Okay.
on enemy. Wait, there's only one left, and I already went. Okay, so Willow can go first. Never mind.
She is just gonna kind of like turn as if she's kind of following Agneta, but she will reach one hand into her coat to like pull out another canister, but instead twist her hand towards the other thing, and will use an attack hex.
Okay.
That we are going
Go.
to upgrade to deadly.
And what does deadly do again?
I roll with an additional purple, so it'd be 2 purple in
Uh-huh.
total. It gives it a crit rating and gains the vicious quality equal to my character's ranks in knowledge.
Which would be weird.
Weird.
Yep. All right. So go ahead and roll your 2 purple.
Let's go.
Well, shit.
Oh.
Again,
Do you not get an
Genesys does
extra
not
green
like me.
because of Paige's augment? Or does that only work with certain things?
I don't know how the augment works.
So
it
the augment,
permanent?
it's not permanent. It's until the end of your character's next turn. So that was only for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
For that like
Okay.
one like round or two.
Good to know.
We continue
Okay.
with the Genesys hate seat.
Rest in peace. It will be this...
It's going to continue to move.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then this one is going to, again, try to attack Maddie. 2 defense and a black tacked on top of it. Nothing. It is just slamming up against the sword without any sort of hope of getting to you, Maddie. PC turn. That would be Paige.
You see, you guys are just adding a lot of black dye. What if I just tried to take away its 1 green dye?
Huh. Try it.
I'm gonna try to use the curse hex.
Mm-hmm.
Just average roll.
Okay.
Boop.
Average for 2 purple. There you go. Those are successes.
Successes.
So
So
curse.
yep, the curse. Selects 1 target within short range. Is that short range?
Yes.
I assume yeah, okay. But if successful until the end of the character's next turn, the target decreases the ability of all skill checks they make by 1. In effect, that means you remove 1 green from their checks. So essentially, yeah,
Oof.
take off that green.
Yep.
And I imagine it's like mist, right? It's made of
Mhm.
mist. And Paige has learned that this mist is supernatural. So I imagine it's kind of like she's like, okay, what if I just fuck with the mist around it and kind of just like jostle it around a bit subtly so that it's a little fucked up. It can't move as freely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it just looks a bit more clumsy. It's got a little bit of bad luck, you know. It's got a little
Gotcha.
invisible hurdle it's got to go around.
So it's very like it seems like the Sutfilk in that particular area has started swirling. And it looks different from the other ones. This one looks more like as though you were looking on at a blender as it spins around and around and around. And in this particular case, it's not the Sutfilk's doing. Not that anyone else would really know. But yeah, then it would be its turn again, which go downgrade. No, actually. Do that. And it's going to, as it's spiraling in this nightmare twirling zone, it's going to turn towards, not Maddie, towards Paige.
Trying
And
to
it will
sneak by.
rush over here and hit, or try to attack you. And you have 1 defense?
Yep. And it doesn't have a green anymore.
It does not have a green, but it loses the pay it forward black. So
I thought it couldn't move.
it only for 1 turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But unfortunately it moves over and the spinning has it looks kind of like a little mini twister as it moves. And it swirls up over towards Paige, which as you run, since I think that's all the PCs who have gone, and the NPCs can go now. And once Paige moves, Pierre immediately rushes to come like right up next to you. He just goes, "Stop running away on me!" and sees the thing and just goes, "Oh God!" and like watches it swirl in this whirlwind of nonsense. Hawk is going to run 1, 2, 3 over here, and she'll look at Maddie and then reach for the sword. Do you give it to her?
that a
Yeah,
no?
sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Freaking got a phone call. Yeah, she'll hand it over.
Okay. Yeah, so you hand her back her rightful companion, which she grabs and spins on her heel, and will bring it down on this thing's head. Perfect. For 2 advantages, she will use those 2 to pay a blue forward. And cleaves off. You can see it as you're looking at it, Paige. Like within the whirlwind, it's like spiraling in there. The different facial features even more contorted than they were before. As it spins and whirls around, the sword just cleaves through the mist, like, and a misty limb is severed from its, like, the bulk of its body, and gets lost in the spin. And then it will be top of the round for PC turns.
One of the hunters finish it off.
Kill.
Kill.
The instinct to murder. It is strong in this one. May I? Or do you want it, Piper?
Sounds like we have lost a Piper.
No, I'm here. I had to sit down. Yeah, I'll fight it.
Okay. What are you hitting it with?
Old reliable.
Go for it. That's going to be 2 purple and 1 black. Hey. And you generate an advantage automatically?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you have 1 advantage, which, when you swirl around and strike, that's going to deal 6, 7 plus 1 for 8.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you swirl around and you hear the like the echo into the woods, and that whip crack just resonates within the area, and it dispels it, and just the whip crack hits it and just turns the entire thing into like dust that just withers away into the mist. And with that, Hawk looks around and like does this rushing gesture to Pierre and Paige and just goes, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." I don't know what those are, but there's probably more of them. We're out of combat.
Okay, cool.
He's right. Let's book it.
See Willow disappearing around a corner already.
Grab Pierre's hand. Drag.
You don't have to drag very hard. He's running to keep up with you.
Give me 1 second. I gotta catch it.
Let's do.
Also, we are out of combat. Roll to
Mhm.
recover strain.
Yes, and it's a flat discipline?
The base rule is discipline or cool.
Yes, discipline or cool, with no purple. And successes recover strain.
So would one with nature activate here or no?
You have to tell me what it is.
When in the wilderness, your character may use survival instead of discipline to recover strain.
I will say yes, because you are technically still in the woods. It's not like the very, very heavy wooded area, but this, I would say that this works well enough.
You would have 2 successes from that Electra because you weren't supposed to have the purples on it.
Okay.
Who needs first aid?
The hunters.
Okay.
And you.
You said, what was the roll again for recovering strain?
Cool or discipline with no purple. And successes recover strain.
Oop. Cool. Yeah. We're moving. She's moving. Getting the fuck out of here.
Okay, then we're gonna move you back to this one.
Can
So you
I
guys are-
administer first aid to folks?
Once we are outside the cemetery.
You want like you guys start hustling outside the cemetery, and you can stop to administer first aid once you're like a couple paces out front. Hawk is kind of dragging to the back of the group, like looking back into the cemetery area.
Ah, man, I did not keep track. Shit.
Well, that was something. Didn't think I'd see any such folk around.
Is that what those are called?
Oh yes,
How do you know what those are called?
I read.
I call them an abomination.
I would just call them ugly.
I call them annoyance.
Now let's get out of here, yes.
Rather unpleasant. Say that as I imagine Agneta is chasing after you with fucking, like, bandages. Stop running away.
Yes.
Stay still.
Who
Why are
has
you
more
running?
than half of their wound threshold? Anyone?
I don't know that we went over half for anybody.
I'm just under half.
Okay, so equal more than half, equal less than half. So easy medicine for Electra.
Mm-hmm.
So Electra, you
Mental.
heal. Technically, that would be
That's a full heal for me.
yes, but it's even overkill because that would be 9 wounds and 3 strain.
It's okay.
Okay. Who else is hurt?
You.
Thank you very much, sister.
My duty. And then for me, it'll be 2 purple to heal myself. That was really it for who took damage? Damn.
I
Because
mean,
people
Maddie's
that
got
kept
a headache, but that's it.
people that kept getting hit, either they were not actually getting hit, they were misses, or they had really high soak.
Mhm.
If Paige and Willow had been seriously hit, it would be a different story.
Yep.
That's why we kept running.
Yep. And that's why when Paige knew she was passing by, she fucking cursed it.
Well, first aid delivered.
Hey.
I understand, though. Hold on. Gotta remember the Willow voice again, because I've not had to use it this entire session for the past 3-4 hours. I recall about these things. They tend to come from the old cities, though.
How do you know that?
Again, I read.
What books are you reading that talk about old world cities?
Not fully books, more notes from hunters and travelers. My sister does work in the Explorers. Work
Hawk is
right.
looking. Hawk is looking at you with such an eye of suspicion, and she is very uncomfortably like looking over her shoulder back towards the graveyard.
Don't suppose there's any passages or anything through the mountains that any of you have found recently?
Hawk shakes her head slowly, still looking in the direction of the mountains, or in the direction of the graveyard, and then we'll turn back to Willow and say, not one that I've seen. But things change. The mountains have been more treacherous lately. Lots more ghouls.
It's not that we
Maybe.
can't handle.
Not saying you can't handle it, just saying it'd be nice to know if there is a passage of some sort that is now going to be needing some watch on it.
Yeah, especially near the city.
We're still about a day's hike away from the city, so
Still pretty
maybe we'll be
close.
okay. Look, I don't like it either, but I don't know of any passage. We'd have to send parties to scout to find the mountains, if there is a passage there to find, and I don't know where. I'll tell Noose about it, but... And she takes a breath, and halfway through her breath, she gets cut off and starts coughing very, very virulently.
Maddie will kind of push her to sit down, like on a stump or something.
You try to get her to sit down, and she just holds you at arm's length, like holding one hand over her mouth to cough into, and the other hand like kind of pushes you back a little bit, like to shoo you away.
Maddie looks like an annoyed child, pouting a bit.
She clears her throat, just... Oh, sorry. Before I lost my train of thought while we were there, and I got interrupted by those things. Let's just get back to town. I think we've come to an agreement, right? Yes, and looks around to everyone.
Did we? I got distracted by the monsters.
I believe the supposed agreement was that we would handle a couple of things in town and then head off down the road. Find this child who may or may not be wandering a bit around.
They have Pandora's box, and we need to get it
Possibly.
from them. Possibly. They possibly have the box. And we possibly need to get it from them.
Pause,
And-
That's a
pause
chance
for
that
a
they have it.
question of lore with that. Because,
Uh-huh.
like, we above table know the Pandora's box story. Is that common knowledge, Pandora's box?
Yeah, it's very much like something in a library you could see. It's regarded much in the same way as like mythology has been, where there's a grain of it that you're like, oh, okay, there's, people used to believe this and obviously don't anymore. But the way that Hawk is speaking about it is very much like, no, this is something that is important and needs to be looked into. And
But
it might be,
mythology, even in this setting, would be a slightly more flexible, believable term because what used to be
yeah,
mythology is real now.
correct, exactly. So her thinking like, holy shit, because all this stuff that we now used to think is fake is real, if this is the actual Pandora's box, we need to deal with it because that is only bad things. But yeah, the I forgot who spoke last.
Electra said we need to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Willow will just look very expectantly towards Pierre and Paige.
Well, I would need to go to town first to talk to my family about going on
I did just say
very
that we
long
were going to
hike.
handle some things in town first.
Okay. Turns to Pierre. Do you want to go on a hike? To go ask a kid if she has a box?
He shakes his head like, what you're. He just looks dumbfounded at the question and just goes, "What you're asking is this patently insane? What do you want us to do? Go hiking to talk to some child in the woods that we've never met before and convince her to give us a fancy box? Why do you think we need to
Yes.
be there?"
Well, we could help them. And, well, what if there is a child in the forest?
Well, if there is, I suspect the hunters should handle it.
Yes, but
Or the explorers, or someone who
what if
is.
she cries? Do you think they're going to help her if she cries? She'll cry the whole way, and that's going to attract more monsters. You need
Do you
someone
mean
like
to
me.
imply we're so heartless that we wouldn't try to comfort a kind child?
What? No, of course you're going to
Your
try, but
brother's right. We should leave it to the hunters.
But we also don't know who we can trust in the hunters, so.
Well, we can trust you, or she can trust all of you. And he points to Hawk and then gestures to like just Maddie and Electra. And you were going for the church, and I guess you were going because you're an explorer or just an academic.
Willow just kind of smirks. Priam does clockwork in town, but more so going because nobody ever lets me out. And now I have an excuse.
He just like shrugs as if to be like, okay, that makes sense. And he turns back to Paige and just goes, "See, like, what? Why do you want to go when all of these very competent, capable people are going?" I
mm. She is going to just look at Pierre. She turns to the group and she's like, One moment. Fucking grab him, fucking yoink him,
Yep.
whisper to him in French.
Mhm.
Fucking probably drag him like a little bit away so that they can't make out the full whispers, but I don't know French, Joe. So
No, I don't
fucking
either.
yeah, exactly. So it's fucking, but this is in French. This conversation. It's like you already know why I want to go.
And Pierre like gives a really serious look, and then will say, like, look over her shoulder and look back and be like, "Well, if you want to go for that reason, then that makes me not want to go even more. And then he'll like put an arm around, like, not aggressively, but in this kind of like very concerned way. He grabs her just above the elbow, and he'll be like, "Did you use your magic?"
I already told you. Look, I didn't have a choice. I needed to.
And
People were in danger. You are in danger.
he like closes his eyes and just rubs his face real hard. And there is a lot of anxiety and worry in his posture and in his face. And he looks and just goes, you can't keep doing this. If they find out, like nodding his head towards predominantly the hunter of the group, the hunters of the group, and he'll say, if they find out, they'll think you're a witch, and I don't want to lose my sister.
They're not going to find out. I keep it hidden and subtle, you know? And I couldn't just let people get hurt, let us get hurt.
Roll me an insight check with. Let me see.
Hi, Sailor.
Oh.
Where is
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Sailor? Roll an insight check with 3 purple.
Oh boy.
See, sometimes there's an advantage to me needing to try to the vets.
Mm-hmm.
So, just looking at Pierre's face, you can see him notably, it's like, not flinch, but like kind of hesitate at the thought of like, I had to help people, like if I have to help them because I can, etc., etc. And he, at that thought, feels, you can see this, there is a sense of pride that you would be willing to endanger yourself to help people who he thinks would persecute you immediately. And he just is so conflicted. But he is trying to keep himself straight-faced as best he can. And he like puts his hands on his hips and does like a not like a lap, but like does that thing where you kind of take a few steps back and teeter-totter and take a step forward or so, and then just goes, what do I tell Mom and Dad?
You tell them that we're going on a trip and we're going to help them look for something, or we meet new friends and we're going on an adventure. I don't know. Just also, you don't have to come with me. This is me wanting to do this because I feel like I need to, that I have to, because I can't help, even if they aren't aware of it.
He looks like aghast and just goes, you think I would let you go alone? No, I would not let you go alone. And sorry, as you guys are having this conversation, Hawk like tiptoes over to Maddie and will like casually bump elbows with her and say like, oh, thanks for looking out for me back there, grabbing my sword when I tried to do something cool and fucked it up. That was rough.
Really should hang on to it more.
It doesn't go further. It doesn't go very long range. Never
Well,
been good at long range stuff.
Well, thanks for throwing it my way. I made use of it. she gives a toothy grin.
Hawk just smiles and like shrugs and then kind of coughs again and clears her throat very, very aggressively. And will say, like, so, you'll get your affairs settled in town, and you'll be walking towards, you'll walk up and around through Daggerhaven to get to Deepfield.
Mm. I prefer not. I think you should take the zipper out. But it's not really just up to me.
She narrows her eye for a second, and then looks over to Willow and Electra and Agneta, and will say, like, okay, well, what do you guys think about it? Taking the longer route. It's not perfect, but
Longer route's fine.
gestures to Electra, just to say, like, see?
Mm. You should take the longer route. We can take the shorter, more dangerous one.
A hawk. Hawk looks down at her legs, and just shrugs really this awkward, like, oh, and just says, I would, but these hikes take a lot out of me, so I'm trying to be nice to myself, take a shorter hike. She smirks at you.
It's not like you can take a horse or a carriage on the path.
I'm certain if I really wanted to, and you asked very nicely, I could arrange something for you to ride.
Maddie put their hands out like, see? See?
Willow is only half paying attention. She has pulled out like a little notebook and is drawing something in it very intently.
There's just like a grumble of frustration from Hawk. And she just like crosses her arms, just goes, we'll figure out whatever route we're taking later. But for now, the plan as is you guys go the long route, I go the short route through the woods, and we meet up in Deepfield.
Right, and what's stopping you from disappearing once we hit the city?
What do you mean disappearing?
I believe that would be you. Willow just kind of looks up.
Ears perk up.
Just
What do you mean?
rather blunt here, but Electra is rather handy with the whip, but I don't believe she is a match for the strength if Hawk wanted to toss her over a wall or something. You, on the other hand, is one of the only weirdlings left. You would probably be the best. You're going to try and keep a leash on Hawk, which is a discussion between the two of you.
Maddie
Back to
just
drawing.
snickers a bit. Maddie is snickering a bit at that.
Hawk is very nonplussed at that discussion.
Even Willow needs Sweetie to keep the leash on you.
You hear her under her breath say something just like, at least I'm not part dog.
That may be true, but I'm proud of it. She sticks out her tongue.
Pierre and Paige, continuing the conversation there. Paige, you were saying, as he's like, you think I'd let you go alone?
Well, I don't want to just drag you into whatever mess I think I should get involved in.
He just, there's the body language of just like, shrugging the shoulders and just, oh, and he just goes, okay, look, let's just put a pin in it, and we can figure out what to do when we get back home. But I'm not, if you are so dead set on going, I'm not letting you go alone. Period. And he crosses his arms.
But it could be dangerous, and well,
Dip,
what? Don't
dip.
that you can't.
I can.
No,
Yes.
we're not kids anymore.
Just raises his eyebrows.
Raises her eyebrows.
Is this back and forth getting progressively louder from whispering?
Slightly
Slightly.
louder, frantic French, like, shout whispers.
They're at a stalemate now. Raised eyebrows. It's like, she's gonna fucking whisper again. It could be dangerous. And, well, you... At least I know how to shoot a gun.
He just looks at you, like, flatly and just goes, badly. You know how to shoot a gun badly.
Oh, like, you could do better? Riley did teach me, I do know how to shoot it and reload it.
Okay, well, I couldn't do better, but I can at least throw a punch and take a punch.
And, she's gonna, like, whisper even, like, lower, like, that's what magic's for, okay?
They're speaking in French, so there is no accent because it's not
There
English.
is no accent. Also, thank you very much for following my, like, just immediately not doing the accent anymore, Joe.
Yeah.
Because they're speaking French now.
So
I
he
imagine like
just
Willow like looks over, has started to pay attention to this as soon as they start shout whispering.
there's just like a grumble of frustration. He just goes, "What am I going to do with you? There is no winning."
Yeah. There isn't. Why are you surprised? I always win.
Just rubs his face. Let's get home. Let's just get home, and we'll just be home for today,
Right.
tonight.
And she, like, goes to turn as if she's gonna go back to the group. She stops. She turns back to him. While I have you here, I have a favor to ask of you.
Stops in his tracks for a second. And this is still in French, you said?
Yep.
And he just blinks and turns his head slightly to the side and raises an eyebrow like, yeah?
Okay, so just put a pin in that past conversation. That's just, we'll deal with it later. Can you talk to Willow?
He blinks for a second and then tilts his head and just goes, which one is Willow?
Really? Seriously?
Gets a little red in the face and just goes like, I'm bad with names, okay?
You're bad with names? Which one do you think is Willow?
Gesturing at the party now and just going, it's like, I don't know. None of them look like a willow to me. I don't know what willows look like unless you mean the tree.
I mean the one with the flamethrower.
And then he looks at Willow, and then we'll turn back to Paige.
This fucking dumbass.
And just like,
Look at the person we're
what-
talking about.
immediately like looks
Fucking
at you
yanks
with
him
like,
back, like, don't fucking look at her directly.
Fucking eyes locked.
immediately just
Eyebrow
like,
raise.
Fucking
What?
face
What do you
palm
want?
from Paige is just like, oh my god.
what do you want? What favor do you have?
just looked right at her as soon as, while we're talking about her. You don't do that, by the way. That's not what you do when you talk about someone. But we'll work on it, okay?
Oh my god. Just what? What do you want?
I need you to talk to her and ask her what she thinks about our profession.
He just looks like there's just a total absent blink of like, what? What?
It's that. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Ask her what she thinks about the whole magician thing and what she thinks about the fact that we pretend to have magic. Because some people think it's really weird, and some people think it's cool. And I think that knowing her opinion on it would make my conversation with her a bit easier. Because remember the, multiple willow thing?
He just there was initially going to be a question of like, wait, why do you want me to ask? And then you say the multiple willows thing, and he just goes, ah. And then
Yeah.
he looks over. He goes again to look at Willow,
Stop
and then
looking
stops.
at her!
And then stops and looks back at Paige, and then he just goes, Do I have to talk to her right now? Or later? Could I do it later?
Preferably before we get to town and there's other people that can overhear. But I'm not gonna rush you. Maybe you can make a new friend.
He gets a little red in the face again, and not from frustration this time, but he has like a slight embarrassment and just goes like, why do I have to talk to her? I don't want to talk to her. Fine.
But,
Why
I
can't you
can't talk to
her?
her. Because I can't have two weird conversations with her. That's suspicious. If I
Why?
only have
No.
one, it's not as suspicious.
You have weird conversations all the time.
I do not have weird conversations. My conversations are very interesting.
They're weird.
Okay, look, besides the point. I can't ask her about her opinion on magic and then ask her about the multiple willows thing and alluding to magic. That can't happen with me both times, okay? So you ask about the mundane one so that when I ask about the other one, the less mundane, then, it's less suspicious. Stop. She's like fucking holding him. Don't you dare look in that direction again, Pierre.
Willow, having locked eyes with Pierre the first time, watching this go down from a distance.
Like burning a hole into the back of his head.
Finally, as much as I do enjoy a sibling spat, as I am very experienced in them, I think this would be better to be done inside the walls of the city, where there are a battalion of Inquisition and City Guard.
Pierre looks at Paige and just gestures like it is like a frustrated nod gesture of just like, well, you heard her, and then half-heartedly like gestures for her to walk away and like, yeah, inside the city walls, something.
She just lets out a sigh. She's like, okay, so let's get going back home.
Yes. Let's. And he just begins to awkwardly walk by Willow. Just like, with those awkward wave.
I have somebody that I might be able to ask about this box, see if there's any merit in it. We'll swing by that place.
Is that in the city or outside?
West End, specifically.
You, Paige, would know that there are some people who come to your shows and some people who you have like your family at least knows from the West End, which is like the outside of the walls, like the boonies area.
So on the way into the city, though.
Correct. It is still guarded, as it is still like a part of the city. It is just a poorer part of the city.
Just quick question. Did Willow just threaten them?
What?
That's what it sounded like to me.
No, she's saying it's better to have this argument inside the walled city where there are Inquisition and like city guard to protect them from the woods that they are currently standing in the middle of.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, wait, isn't the Inquisition, wouldn't they be after them? Question mark? Isn't that worse?
Not overtly. There's no reason for the Inquisition to chase them down
Okay.
yet.
Yeah, it's just it's they are standing, but like a little ways away, but still inside of the cemetery where they just got attacked by things. Woods to either side of them. It's nicer to have Inquisition and city guard between you and that. I don't fucking meta knowledge. She has no reason to think Inquisition would be after those two. She knows one of them is dating the city guard, in fact.
Doesn't Willow speak French though?
But they were whispering.
Oh,
The quiet whispering bits were the magic bits. She's more hearing the disagreements about safety.
The
like
noises back and forth.
Okay.
The frustration of like who's going on what trip and why we should go and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was
My
only
bad.
paying attention towards those bits anyway. So
She probably heard her name a couple times.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's probably what perked her attention, or at least partially.
And then Pierre just looked at her multiple times directly. He's like, God fucking damn it. Fucking Paige is just gonna fucking shove Pierre in Willow's direction. Let's go!
She actually shoved him in her direction.
A little bit. No, she can't really shove. She's too fucking weak for that. But the feeling is there. He feels the direction she's trying to shove him in.
Does he actually stumble in her direction at all?
He'll take a step out of like the
Like
feeling
this?
of push, like step, and then just like, fine.
Just like Willow watching this as the group starts to move in the direction of Weston, and kind of like looks Pierre up and down, head to toe, looks at Paige, looks Pierre up and down again. I am flattered, but if your sister is trying to do anything in particular, I don't think it would work out very well.
Like it goes full like beet red, and then just shakes his head and just goes, "No, that is not what my sister wanted me to talk about." Like puts his hand in his face, and just is mortified.
And Paige would hear
Shakes his
that.
head.
She just facepalm. She's just, you know what? No, I can't save him now. This is on him.
This is on her.
He's like, how he navigates this is him. He can be smooth and just clarify things. Or not. It's his choice.
He is already struggling to navigate this. He is
Oh my god.
failing to navigate this, but he just shakes his head. He will like rub his hands on his face and just go, "My sister wanted to know how you feel about oh god, she
Why would
wanted
you
to
fucking
know,
go there like that? You fucking...
well, how do you like magic shows? Did you like our show?"
Ew. It was entertaining at the very least before all the ghouls showed up, but I guess that was entertaining in its own way if we think about it a little bit, but it is interesting to see what little tricks you try to pull.
We often get a lot of criticism from people who are more religiously inclined. They do not like that we imitate magic with illusions and tricks. It makes them uncomfortable. At least. Occasionally.
That's, well, not understandable. It's a little extreme, but I'm sure there's a clockworker somewhere that had to create everything that you use or update what you use to keep it relevant, so I can appreciate good work.
He nods as if to, like, kind of passively agree, like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. And, like, over the shoulder, looks to Paige and gives a thumbs up.
He's terrible at this.
And Willow will, without looking back, just say a little bit louder, and Paige, I do believe you can talk to me. You don't have to send your brother to do your work.
Goes to protest and closes his mouth and lowers his hand.
How do I roll a d20?
/R 1d20.
Alright. You know, I just thought that maybe. I mean, he like says is like loud enough for Willow and Pierre to hear. Just like, it's been a while since you've talked to someone, so I thought maybe you could make new friends.
Embarrassed again, but
There is
yeah.
a, like, 1-2 pat on the shoulder of just like, yeah. Yeah. And Willow's just like, oh, the joy of siblings.
I take it you have siblings yourself?
Oh, 3 of them actually.
Oh. Oh. Kind of surprised.
You got off lucky.
Awkward laughter. Doesn't want to agree, but doesn't openly disagree.
Just imagine all of that, like gesturing back up the trail where they were bickering. Every day, all day, from multiple angles.
Electra looks to Willow. You got off easy too.
Willow just kind of shrugs.
Do you know how many other siblings I have?
Oh, from how you're speaking, I'm assuming more than 3.
6.
And Willow just like nods. Still, every day, all day, multiple angles. Just a few more angles.
All angles are covered.
I don't know, there might be one left over in the southeast somewhere.
No, that's Big Brother's. Big Brother number 1.
Having siblings sounds like it sucks.
They drive me nuts, but I love them.
You hear a snort from Hawk, just like, huh.
They keep things
You were-
interesting, if nothing else.
Hawk nods to this and just goes, well, you were kind of my sibling for a few years. Then you turned into, like, a little shit daughter. Now you're a little shit granddaughter.
Maintaining the little shit energy, though.
Well, hey, I know
Talk
you are a
lots.
little shit.
Hawk nods and then just grabs the top of your head and just messes up your hair really, really aggressively. Were it anyone else, it would hurt.
She starts like trying to swat her away. and starts like combing her hands through her hair.
And
What?
this person that we're going to go see in the West End wouldn't actually happen to be one of said siblings, would it? Electra?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I thought you were talking to...
Who, the person we're going to see, it wouldn't happen to be a sibling, would it?
One of them, yes.
And there comes the useful part.
She's an occultist researcher.
Anybody I would know?
I don't know who you know.
Name?
Lady Valentine?
Joe?
You... I don't think you would know
Yeah, I don't think she would either, because
her.
Lady keeps to herself.
She keeps to herself. She does run a shop.
More,
But I don't
less so
think...
her, but if she's researching stuff, like things she has maybe written or put out.
No, she doesn't. Well, I don't think she would have any, like, published
Yeah.
anything, because
Anything
she's
she'd
very...
research, she'd keep to herself, yeah.
She's very kind of reclusive.
Yeah.
You see the mental Rolodex going in Willow's brain. And this like little frown. I have to recognize that name.
I'm not surprised. She keeps to herself most of the time.
What's the point in her researching then?
To better learn her gift, I would imagine.
Just get that single eyebrow raise of explain.
Oh, well, she has some innate magical talent. It's a rare gift.
Pause. Do you know that that's like saying your sister is a witch, right? Like, that's the thing that's canonical.
Electra doesn't judge, so she doesn't
the
think anything of it.
But there's a church representative here.
Oh, huh. Cover,
Yeah.
cover her ears. Cover the sister's
There's,
ears.
there's a church representative, and you don't quite know where everybody
I
else
won't say
lands.
it then. Okay, that's fair. Then, she's a skilled scientist. Why wouldn't you research?
You see that kind of twist of Willow's mouth. Of actually, I need to roll this.
Good point.
I need to roll.
I'm just, oh my god. After the conversation, Paige and Pierre had Piper drunken Electra being like, yeah, my sister's a witch. It's like, what?
You
Yeah.
cowards.
Damn, you don't give a shit about your sister, huh?
You just see like this like twist of Willow's mouth. You can be a talented researcher and want to research, but you're not researching and actually doing anything with it. There's not much point in it.
Well, that's not true at all. You can pursue your own thirst for knowledge. You don't have to share what you find.
You get just that frown deepening. You clearly you have hit a core tenet of Willow that she very much disagrees on. In
Well,
this day
what
and
she
age,
does-
you
Go on.
withhold anything useful is tantamount to, well, just telling the entire world to fuck off.
Well, you have to understand that lady is a very reclusive type. In fact, she's probably gonna kick my ass for bringing so many people.
I mean, is there something wrong with telling people what you really feel?
The lady it is.
This was pointed towards Willow.
Oh, okay.
Something wrong with what?
with telling people how you really feel.
Is that a comment
she-
on her, like, her statement?
Yeah, it's like if she wants to keep to herself, she wants to keep to herself.
You can keep to yourself, but again, in this day and age, if you have a talent that can help people, you need to be making sure that you are using it to help people.
I'm sure she will share all her findings upon her death.
Eh. Willow just, like, blinks and he does, like, the full body, like, gesture, like, arms thrown out, like... I'm supposing she is not a... very aged person, so that's what? At least another 20, 30 years.
15 maximum.
15. Still, how many deaths could her research possibly have prevented if she shared it?
Well, honestly, couldn't care less. It's her choice. I'm gonna defend it.
I gotta roll this shit again. Willow still looks a little hot under the collar. She's not happy. And you can see her open her mouth and close it a couple of times, but not less so because she doesn't know what to say, but more that like, I shouldn't say something. I should not say this. You're not supposed to say that. Just throws her hands in the air.
Well, you're taking us to Mita, yeah?
Yeah,
So
we'll be there
we
soon.
can- Right, so we can talk to her and maybe ask her directly, and who knows, maybe we can persuade her that maybe it'd be good to share. Maybe, if she wanted to. But that could be a conversation later, involving her. You know?
This is kind of hard to read expression from Willow. She is thinking some things, but she is not sharing the things.
With that said, let's go pay her a visit.
And we'll end the session with you guys getting there, I guess, in the evening time, because again, it's a full day hike.
Mm-hmm.
You will get back just at dusk when it turns to night. Also, Viber, I gotta be honest, you gotta give me warning. You can't just decide I'm doing this now and derail the whole party without giving me any warning, because I did
I
not prep
wasn't-
anything.
I was trying to help! I was like, well, we need info on Pandora's box, so I know somebody who might have info on Pandora's box.
If
That's
you had
not derailing, that is adding a car to the train that is currently running.
the train is currently running, but also you didn't give me literally any warning, so I have nothing prepared for that. It would be all
I was
improv.
trying to help! I was trying to help your railroad!
Again, just warning would be good, because I was going to say, like, yeah, you guys get back to town and go to your respective places and whatever, and it'll end there either way, but like, okay, now I'm going to, I know what I'm planning, but still. Then, yeah, I hope the session was good. Combat seemed a little sluggish, which is sad because I was hoping that it would move faster, but I'm still dialing in on how tough creatures need to be. It's very difficult.
I think it's
to
the
figure this
fact
out.
that you had all of them go after every single PC.
Yeah. The thought behind this was supposed to be, it was not supposed to